feeling you get when you start your first game as a quarterback in the NFL.
It's just incredible.
Then you throw your first touchdown.
You win your first game.
Earn your first MVP.
Go to your first Super Bowl.
Take your first championship.
Wear your first ring.
It's indescribable.
Emotional.
It's incredible.
But to play for 12 years.
12 years.
And not miss a game?
Well, that's just downright unnatural.
And amazing.
200 games and counting, Brett. Congratulations.
Congrats, Brett, Favre. Congratulations, Brett.
Congratulations, man.
The ultimate teammate, hands down.
I know the 200-game thing is great, but how does he get Favre out of Favre?
Thanks for showing us the way.
Old number 4.
And I do stress the old.
It is F-A-V-R-E. It's Favre. Favre.
You've done what no one else
has been able to do.
Do me a favor, Brett. Pronounce it the right way.
And you continue to be
The living embodiment
Of the most famous question
In all of sports. Are you
ready
for some
football?
I don't know why they asked me to do this. I mean, all I did was make a movie with the guy. I mean, he was there for like an hour.
It's 30 degrees at the NFL's regal venue, Lambeau Field. And as they get ready to face the St. Louis Rams, the Green Bay Packers are being introduced.
Tonight, making his NFL record 200 consecutive start at quarterback from Southern Mississippi, number 4, Brett Favre.
Welcome to Green Bay. Al Michaels with John Madden, Michelle Tafoya. Very special night, milestone night for Brett Favre, and a great Monday night game as the Green Bay Packers, to the mark of 6-4, get ready to take on the St. Louis Rams, who are 5-5. The winner of this game in first place in its respective division. The last time we were here, Monday night, October 11th, the Tennessee Titans routed Green Bay. Green Bay was 1-4. This area needed a collective antidepressant. They thought the era was over. Since then, they've reeled off 5 straight wins, including a couple of dramatic ones in the last 2 weeks. And right now they are 6-4 and really rolling. As far as the Rams are concerned, they're like a lot of teams in the NFL. You don't know what you're going to get from 1 week to the next. They can be great. They can be awful. Thus, their record is 5-5, but they would be in first place in the NFC West with a win. John, I look at the Rams. Mark Bolger, Marshall Faulk, Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, Leonard Little, Aeneas Williams, household names. But why can't this team separate itself from the rest?
I don't think they can put everything together at the same time, you know, and it's all about consistency, and that's what Mike Martz is always talking about, is, you know, they don't run the ball consistently, they don't stop the run. And at this time of year, you have to do those things. They don't play special teams well. They don't get turnovers. They don't do all those little things. Mike Martz says he knows what the problems are. He thinks he has them fixed, but we're going to find out shortly.
And we'll find out a dome team playing outside, 30 degrees. As far as the Packers are concerned, when we saw them, they were 1-4. The crowd was leaving in the third quarter. Since then, nothing but wins. What's happened?
You know, I was talking to Brett Favre about that the other day, and he said, you know, I knew we were a better team than that. We dug the hole for ourselves, and we had to dig ourselves out of it. And I can't think of anyone that if I were going to dig out of a hole that I would rather have leading us than Brett Favre. And I think he's a big, big reason for that 5-0.
They'll start with a little bit of a hole tonight. Amon Green, their great running back, will not play because of a rib injury. But it's Monday Night Football from Lambeau. St. Louis and Green Bay coming up. Here's tonight's McDonald's quarterback comparison. Mark Bulger has done very well for a former 6th-round draft choice. He's thrown a touchdown pass in each of his last 17 starts, the second longest streak among active players. And that's second only to Green Bay's Brett Favre, who with touchdown passes in each of his last 35 games has now compiled the second longest streak in NFL history. Johnny Unitas is tops with 47.
You want anything from McDonald's?
Whatever, you know what I like.
Sure. I have no clue what she likes. Ooh, a lot of choices on the dollar menu. That. All of it.
And here's something else you'll love. National Treasure. Only in theaters rated PG.
Friday, from the man who brought you some of the biggest, most watched events in television, including Living with Michael Jackson. Now, his first special event hour for 2020. And it will have everyone in the sports world talking. We promise. 2020 Friday at 10/9 Central.
Saturday night, Colorado battles Oklahoma for the Big 12 championship. A Snickers wrapper will get you onto Snickers.com to vote for the hungriest player of the game in Monday Night Football. You could win a trip to the Super Bowl and other great prizes.
On this chilly night in Green Bay, the Visa Skycam, north to south, east to west, above the field as we get ready for tonight's game in Green Bay. Bart Starr, you think back to Bart all the way up to Brett Favre and the current day Packers as they get ready to take on the Rams on Monday Night Football.
When you've been recognized by J.D. Power & Associates as the most dependable heavy-duty full-size pickup truck, there's no need to be bashful. GMC Sierra, professional grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
ABC Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
.200 straight career starts. That's the equivalent of 12 and a half seasons. Brett Favre in the spotlight tonight as we go down to the field, and Michelle Tafoya. Michelle.
Well, Al, Brett Favre is the face of the Green Bay Packers. The kid from Kill, Mississippi will forever be linked with this storied franchise, joining Packer legends Vince Lombardi and Bart Starr. Now, Lombardi never got to see Favre play, but Starr, who won 5 world championships with Lombardi, has seen plenty of Favre's career. And earlier he told us what Lombardi might have thought about coaching number 4.
Coach Lombardi would have loved him because he embodies, I think, the great points which Coach Lombardi constantly stressed: the mental toughness, the preparation, the discipline, the commitment. All of those words, Brett is right out front telling you about them because of the way he leads. And as a result, Coach Lombardi would have loved the opportunity of working with him.
Well, Al, Brett may need to lead again tonight, may need to carry a lot of the load because, as you mentioned, starting running back Amon Green out with the rib injury. His backup, Najee Davenport, is playing with a very sore right hamstring. And fullback Nick Lucci is wearing a shoulder harness after dislocating his shoulder last week. So a dinged-up running game, to say the least, Al.
And, Michelle, it will be Najee Davenport's first career start in his 3rd year from the University of Miami. He'll see immediate action because Jeff Wilkins will be kicking off for the St. Louis Rams. Green Bay will get it on this 30-degree night. The wind is not much of a factor right now, fortunately. Ferguson is back to receive the kick. Good average, as you saw, 29.2 per return. And the Rams have, in a word, been horrible on special teams. Wilkins puts it in the air. 14-yard line. Antonio Chapman brings it back to the 33. And Brett Favre leaving the bench and coming out onto the field. He's been their starter, of course, since 1992 when he replaced the Magic Man, Don Mikowski, who's here tonight to watch Brett make this milestone start. He's also started during that period of time 19 playoff games. So the indestructible one gets ready to go to work to try to extend the Packer winning streak to 6 games. Davenport is the back. Henderson is the fullback from the 33-yard line. And off the play fake on first down. Favre rolling, throws, and the catch is made. Short gain. Ferguson stopped by Archuleta. Here's the Green Bay starting offense.
Brett Favre, University of Southern Mississippi.
Najee Davenport, Miami.
William Henderson, UNC.
Javon Walker, Florida State.
Donald Driver, Alcorn State.
Robert Franks, University of Miami.
Chad Clifton, Tennessee. Mike Wall, Naval Academy.
Gray Rugemer, Arizona State.
Marco Rivera, Penn State. Mark Tauscher, Wisconsin.
That offensive line, in conjunction with Favre, has yielded only 5 sacks, and they have 3 backs out of the power I this time, but nothing there for Najee Davenport, who is stopped at the line of scrimmage, setting up third down. The tackle is made there by the rookie, Brian Howard. And, John, the Rams having trouble defensively, and some new starters in tonight, including Brian Howard.
Well, and they want a little more heft in there, and they felt that they really weren't getting it from Damian Lewis. You know, that he was a #1 draft choice, and he really wasn't the guy inside that they wanted, and they figured if they would get Howard in there that they'll get a little more activity.
Lewis will rotate in. Howard making his first NFL start. Third down and 7. 3 receivers set to the right. Favre looks that way, goes that way, but too high and out of bounds, intended for Javon Walker. Jeremitrius Butler with the coverage on the play, and Green Bay is 3 and out.
And you know, one thing we always think of the Green Bay Packers and Brett Favre as a passing team, but over the years, you know, since they've had him on Green, they've become more of a running team. And then when they get the run going, then they have the bootleg, the play action, all those kinds of things. And we're going to see how much they miss Amon Green tonight.
Brian Barker's punt floats to the 24, and Sean McDonald had nowhere to run, so he steps out of bounds at about the 26. And here's the way the Rams will start on offense.
Mark Bolger, West Virginia University.
Marshall Faulk, San Diego State.
Joey Goodspeed, Notre Dame.
Sorry, Big Game Holt, North Carolina State.
Isaac Bruce, University of Memphis. Brandon Manumalayuna, Arizona.
Orlando Pace, The Ohio State University.
Tom Newton, Western Michigan University.
Andy McCullum, Toledo.
Adam Timmerman, South Dakota State.
Grant Williams, Louisiana Tech.
Well, you saw Falk introduce himself, but Steven Jackson, who will see a lot of action, is also in the game. They'll start with both Falk and Jackson, who was their #1 draft choice, a rookie from Oregon. And they send Falk in motion. Bolger, the fake to Jackson, under pressure, steps up, goes long, deep down the middle, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Isaac Bruce. 2nd and 10. Here's the Green Bay starting defense.
Aaron Campman, Iowa.
Grady Jackson, Knoxville College. Cledius Hunt, Kentucky State.
Kabir Bajabia-Miller, San Diego State.
Hannibal Navies, Berkeley High.
Nick Barnett, Oregon State.
Niall Diggs, The Ohio State University.
Ahmad Batman Carroll, University of Arkansas.
Mark Roman, LSU.
Darren Sharper, College of William and Mary.
Al Harris, A&M Kingsville.
Harris most of the night will be matched up with Torrey Holt. It's 2nd down and 10 now from the 27-yard line. And the ball is given to Falk on an inside handoff, and Falk takes it up to the 31. The question with Falk, John, of course, he's had a fantastic career. He'll wind up in Canton. He's in his 11th year, but he's in his 30s right now, and they have an emerging Steven Jackson. So the question becomes, what about Falk the rest of the season and next year?
I think if Marshall Faulk is healthy, you play him as much as you can. I mean, he has 2 bad knees, and talking to Mike Martz last night, he was saying, you know, he's a little sore, and he doesn't want to bang him in there a lot tonight. He wants to get Jackson in a little more. But I think as much as you can play Marshall Faulk, as long as you can play him, you play him.
3rd down and 5 from the 32-yard line. The pass is caught by Isaac Bruce, who loses the ball after picking up the first down, and it is picked up and run all the way back for a touchdown. Ahmad Carroll, the rookie, forced into action early in the season. Their #1 pick out of Arkansas on a 40-yard return.
You know, you say what has been different since the last time we saw the Green Bay Packers. Carroll is one of those guys. Here you see the strip. Carroll is just playing zone. He just backs up and picks it up. Here's the strip right here. See, he had the ball. He's going down. He wasn't down yet.
That strip was by Joey Thomas. He's a rookie from Montana State. So the rookie strips it, and the other rookie runs it all the way back for the touchdown.
Right, and the reason Thomas was in there is because the Packers were in their dime defense or 6 defensive backs.
There's the man who stripped it, Thomas. There's the guy who got stripped, Isaac Bruce. And then Carroll runs it in, and Ryan Longwell for the point after. 2:37 into the game at Lambeau Field. The Green Bay Packers cash in on the Ram turnover. 7-0.
I've got ineligible beer on Scott, replacing his fresh Bud Light with Miller Lite.
Replacing what?
I'll take that. Thank you.
Hey, man.
No, I don't want this beer.
Flavor!
Hey!
Some people will do anything to get the great taste of Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here.
Did you get it all?
Born free, as free as the wind blows.
With T-Mobile, your Fridays are now free.
Born free to follow your heart. Live free.
Only T-Mobile gives you 3-day weekends, free calling Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
You gotta get that plan.
T-Mobile, get more.
This holiday, give the gift of laughter.
Shut up!
The Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison collection at an incredible low price. Loaded with outrageous new bonus materials. It's the perfect gift. On DVD at an incredible low price.
Now it's 5:38. Thoughts of McGriddles make my stomach quake. For bacon, eggs, and cheese on sweet griddle cakes. Only takes one hand to put them all in my base. McDonald's, I'm loving it. McGriddles, breakfast for you, bedtime snack for me.
ABC's Monday Night Football being brought to you by Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real, it's all here. Sears, what are you wishing for? You'll find it here. Sears, good life, great price. And Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Be you, nothing's better. Dr. Pepper. Green Bay Packer Hall of Fame, part of the renovated Lambeau Field. 60,000 plus looking on tonight. Green Bay on top 7-0. Ryan Longwell to kick off. Arlen Harris to run it back for St. Louis. Harris from the 6-yard line. Up to the 26-yard line. So St. Louis with the ball. Bolger going to work against this Green Bay defense. So Steven Jackson will be the running back here in this set. Yards allowed per game. As you see in those first 5 games, they were 1-4, 383 and change. Last 5, about 100 yards fewer. Now Falk is in the lineup. They send him in motion. And they give it to him. And he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage by the linebacker Niall Diggs, 5th-year backer out of Ohio State.
Yeah, we're talking about stopping the run and how it always starts right inside. You need a big guy like Grady Jackson. When they didn't have Grady Jackson, you could run at will against the Packers inside. Look at the difference with him. He gets penetration, there's no cutback, and then that makes the back make his move at that point.
2nd down and 11. Jackson's made tremendous difference since coming back into the lineup. Bolger over the middle, and what a grab by Sean McDonald. Bolger threw a bullet, and McDonald, a 3rd or 4th receiver along with Curtis. Of course, you've got Holt and you have Bruce. Reaches up, good hand, 16-yard gain.
You know, that was an interesting thing. The Rams on 2nd down sneaked in 4 wide receivers. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the Packers were playing in their base defense. So that's a matchup that they want to get. Usually you'll get a dime or 6 defensive backs against 4 wide receivers. When you catch him in a base defense, you can do things like that.
The rookie Steven Jackson is the tailback here, and then coming across the line, this is a free player, would have been, but Kabir Baja-Biamila had a free shot at Bolger, so Tony Corrente blows the whistle.
He was going unabated, you think?
I think so.
From the left side.
Defense, number 94, unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
They will always stop that unabatement. Usually Kabir Baja-Biamila will line up on the right side, but you know he's their best pass rusher. He's their speed guy, so they do move him around. Now the weakest lineman in the Ram offense is Grant Williams, the right tackle. So if you want to get a good pass rusher in a big spot on the guy, they will move Baja-Biamila over to the left side like they did that last one.
Mike Martz, mincing no words yesterday, described his offensive line's performance against Buffalo last week as pitiful. But so far so good, and there's a flag down as that one is caught by Bruce. He's tackled by Carroll, who's a little slow in getting up, but there's a flag downfield at the Green Bay 40-yard line on the other side of the field. So Carroll, who scored the touchdown, will have to come off.
Against an eligible receiver. Defense, number 31. This penalty is declined. The result of the play, first down.
I said across the field, and that was Al Harris holding probably Torrey Holt away from the play.
And you can just see Harris is right out here, and that's the one they're going to call. He's okay there, okay there. Now after 5 yards, you can't tell. I don't know that he did anything there.
Ticky-tack.
You know, unless they figured that first motion that he made was a hold. Isaac Bruce isn't going to drop this one. Remember last week how Corey Dillon, after he fumbled, the next time he ran with determination? I had that same feeling there with Isaac Bruce.
Injury timeout for Carroll. Renovated Lambeau Field in Green Bay. The rookie Ahmad Carroll came off. He's replaced by the other rookie, Joey Thomas. Those two guys combined for the touchdown on the Bruce fumble earlier. Thomas playing in the dime. Now he's in conventional on 1st and 10, and the pass is incomplete. Steven Jackson, their #1 pick out of Oregon State. They plucked him from Corvallis, and he's big, 6'2", 231, a lot different type of back than Marshall Faulk.
Watch Kabir Baja-Biamila here. He's on Orlando Pace, the best pass rusher of the Packers against the best pass protector of the Rams. Baja-Biamila got a pretty good push.
Carroll is back in the game, so he misses just one play.
I saw in that tackle, his mouthpiece came flying out.
As he made that tackle, 2nd down and 10 at the 32-yard line. Now Jackson showing good patience to the 25-yard line. Brandon Manumaleuna helping to lead the way. So with Jackson plucked by St. Louis, a lot of people thought, well, maybe Dallas should have picked him. Other teams had an opportunity, but he fell to St. Louis. Remember a few years ago, the Rams, even though they had Falk, actually drafted Trung Candidate out of Arizona in the 1st round.
Yeah, because that position is so important to this Mike Martz offense, and I don't believe Steven Jackson is going to do any more than half the things that Marshall Faulk was able to do.
3rd and 3, and it's a quarterback sneak by Bolger. So they were lined up in the dime. They had 6 defensive backs in there, spaced out along the defensive front, and Mark Bolger sees it and exploits it.
And look at Bolger smile, and he knows if you have 6 defensive back and the center's not covered, if they give you this here look where you're going to get a free run there and you're the quarterback, you just take it. You just kind of just hit your center and then say, give me the ball. He looked out to the right. He knew that there was no one that could get him before he'd get the 1st down.
You don't think of Bolger as a runner, but he's been very successful and very proficient running the ball in his brief career. Marshall Faulk, flag. He takes it to the 16. Hannibal Navies made the tackle. Tony Corrente will give us the call.
And I think that's why, because you don't expect it. You know, I mean, if you did expect him and you were playing him like you played a Michael Vick, he wouldn't gain an inch.
Offense, number 67. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 1st down.
Andy McCollum, the center. 1st and 20 now.
That's Andy McCollum, and he's going to have his hands full on rundowns with Grady Jackson Here it is right here. Andy McCullum is going to hold Grady Jackson. And again, you have to stop that bulk somehow. You see, he kind of steps with his outside foot to the outside. Grady Jackson takes an inside move, so he had to grab him with his left arm.
7-0 Green Bay, 8.5 to go in the period. Ball back at the 30-yard line now. 1st and 20. Quick flip to Kevin Curtis out of the slot. And Curtis gets taken down by Darren Sharper. Kevin Curtis played his college ball at Utah State, 2nd-round pick last year, 14-yard gain.
Yeah, and he was uncovered out there. I mean, that's one of the things when you have a Torrey Holt on one side and an Isaac Bruce, and they're always worried about those guys. Then you bring in someone. Now look, here he is right here. There's no one covering him, so this is just a free shot right here. He can do anything he wants to. There's no linebacker on him. The secondary guy is off about 15 yards. This is a gimme.
Packers are the 3rd worst defending in the red zone. And the Rams are there right now on 2nd down and 6 as Bulger throws to Isaac Bruce as he looked to his right, checked down and throws low to Bruce, setting up 3rd down and 6. Talking about Green Bay's red zone defense, they've gotten a lot better, as we mentioned, since the middle of October, but as you can see, they've already given up as many touchdowns in the red zone at this point in this season as they did all of last year.
You know, I think the reason they're getting a little better now is again getting Grady Jackson back. We can see the influence that he has on running in the middle. Now, of course, on 3rd down, he's not in this situation. They're in a 3-man line with a dime defense.
And on 3rd down and 6. Bulger. And down he goes at the 24-yard line. So the secondary did its job, and R. Cal Trueluck, former Kansas City Chief, is able to sack him, and Mike Martz can only shake his head.
Again, Trueluck comes from the left side, but you see the coverage down there. There's no one for Bulger to throw to right now. There's Harris right there on Holt. So he's looking, then he feels that rush, and he has to bring the ball down. I think Hannibal Navies was the first guy that he saw.
Jeff Wilkins now. This will be a 42-yarder, and he misses it. So the normally reliable Wilkins on this chilly night hooks one. Rams come up empty. Still 7-0 Packers.
Evening, boys. Looks like you fellas are having some kind of party.
No, sir.
No party at all. See, we've had reports of referees taking people's Bud Light and replacing it with Miller Lite.
Oh, that's awful.
So wrong.
That's absolutely.
Yeah, it's bad. Listen, guys, I'm going to need to see a receipt for that Bud Light.
Jerry, you got that receipt?
Yeah, receipt. Yeah, I got it right.
Run!
Some people will do anything to get the great taste of Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here.
We got zebras on the run requesting backup.
Tom, what's this?
It's my new Sirius satellite radio. You can get the entire NFL on this.
You mean every game, every week?
It's my new favorite receiver.
Really? And big news from the Patriots. Tom Brady has a new favorite receiver.
I thought I was his favorite receiver.
Only Sirius Satellite Radio gives you the entire NFL with its exclusive NFL Sunday Drive. Get the NFL your way with Sirius Satellite Radio.
I gotta get one for the Cruiser.
Right now, get a Sirius plug-and-play receiver and docking kit for just $119 after rebate.
Hey, no. Hey. Okay, here. Here. All right. All right, my man. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Everyone's talking double because of Domino's new Double Melt Pizza. Layer upon layer of flavor with a creamy blend of cheeses and herbs between two thin crusts. Buy your medium one-topping Double Melt Pizza for $9.99 and get any second medium pizza for just $5 more.
How you doing?
Get the door. It's Domino's new Double Melt Pizza.
The way up the corporate ladder.
I'm not trying to take your job.
Goes directly through George.
This woman is a shark.
She'll outsmart you, break your spirit, and end up wearing a necklace made of your huevos.
And all new George Lopez, Tuesday, 8:30, 7:30 Central, only on ABC.
To Seattle we go next week. Their only Monday night game in the Pacific time zone. The Seahawks trying to get healthy again, take on the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys winning on Thanksgiving Day, and at 4-7 in the NFC, you're not dead. The Seahawks, meanwhile, with the Rams lose tonight, would still be in first place in the division. Mike Sherman, 5th year as the Packers head coach. He got the job in 2000. Mike Martz got his job the same year. And on first down, this is Najee Davenport. And Davenport is stopped and knocked down by Pisatina Isamoah. Gain of a couple. Here's Michelle.
Well, Al, I spoke to Najee Davenport before the game when he came out onto the field. He said he's been coming in at 6 a.m. every day this week, getting ready for this game, doing all kinds of physical therapy, everything from ice to heat to electric stim to massage. And it's the right hamstring that's bothering him the most, Al. Both hamstrings have been injured this season, and he's been nursing both, but the right is hurting him more. Whenever he's off the field, Al, he'll be sitting on heating pads.
He stays in the block this time, and the catch is made by Ferguson on the second down play to the 46-yard line. He's tackled there by Travis Fisher. First down, Green Bay.
And you know one thing, whenever Brett Favre sees a blitz, and this was a blitz, he's going to get rid of the ball quickly. Ferguson just comes up and he runs a little hook, and he reads the blitz. He knows the ball is going to come out of there quickly, and there it goes, and here it comes.
Packs fairly quickly up to the line in good rhythm. First down, 46-yard line. Huge hole for Davenport. And sore hamstring or not, a 14-yard gain. He gets into Rams territory. First down. Nice block by William Henderson.
Watch Henderson here. He's going to be the lead blocker, 33. They slant to the inside, so they just push everything down to the right. Henderson kicks out the end man, and Davenport just cuts right off him. That was the right play call against the right defense. They were slanting to their left, and he ran right off the slant.
Green on the left. Rib cartilage last week, came out early against Buffalo. We thought as of yesterday he might be able to play tonight, but the answer is no. And on first down, the pass intended for Ferguson is incomplete. Here's the Ram defense.
Leonard Little, Tennessee.
Ryan Pickett, The Ohio State University.
Brian Howard, University of Idaho.
Bryce Fisher, U.S. Air Force Academy. Tommy Pollard, Florida State.
Robert Thomas, UCLA.
Pisatino Isamoah, Hawaii. Jeremiah Butler, Dallas Carter High School.
Adam Archuleta, Arizona State.
Aeneas Williams, Southern University. Travis Fisher, Godby High School.
There's a flag as the ball is snapped. William Henderson, number 33, but a flag at the snap with 5:03. And that time they had James Jackson, who had come into the game, and two guys were in motion.
Offense, number 20. 5-yard penalty remains, second down.
That's James Jackson, the former Brown, who was released by Cleveland, and because of the injuries, they bring Jackson in, and on his first play as a Green Bay Packer, he gets a flag.
Yeah, and, you know, it's just hearing the snap count and you know, being in the huddle with Brett Favre, getting the play, and you know, it takes a while to adjust to all those types of things. It's hard to play a guy after he's only been here a couple of days.
Second down and 15. And this is Tony Fisher. Fisher saw a lot of action last week, and they had to bring Jackson in because Green got hurt last week. And then Davenport was inactive, and Fisher's really kind of a third down guy. And then they had another player last week, Williams, and he got hurt. So they went to the waiver wire and they found James Jackson.
You're right. And last week, Brett Favre had to throw the ball 50 times. And that's not the Packers now. And that's not Brett Favre. And that's not what Mike Sherman wants to do. Mike Sherman in this offense loves balance. And then once you get the balance, then you can get the play action type passes. And by the way, he's 5-0 since he's been calling the plays.
Third down and 9 from the 38-yard line. Favre guns it, and it is incomplete. Archuleta starts back the other way, thinking it was a fumble, but Donald Driver never had possession, and the reason was he was hit hard by Pisatino Isamoah.
That's against 7 defensive backs. They had 3 defensive linemen, 1 linebacker, 7 defensive backs. But look how quickly Brett Favre gets back, reads that thing, and fires it in there. That is a perfect throw. You say he's only been sacked 5 times. Is it the offensive line, or is it Brett Favre? I say it's mostly Brett Favre.
Sean McDonald is back to receive Brian Barker's kick. Floater toward the sideline. Good kick. spot the ball at the 10-yard line. Bulger and company go to work there. 4:11 to go in the first period. In Green Bay, in the South, the mark of 6-5 on Sunday night. Steelers, Jaguars. Rams start this drive from their 10-yard line. 4:11 to go in the period. 7-0 Green Bay on a fumble return early in the game. And this is Jackson to the 19-yard line. Rams, of course, play at home, where they have the great speed, and of course the weather conditions are always the same and they're used to it. And Bulger is 16-2 in the Jones Dome in St. Louis. On the road, 7-7.
I was talking to him about that last night, and he said that he has to hold the ball a little longer on grass. He said he has to take an extra hit. He said when it's on artificial turf in the dome, he has better anticipation than he does outdoors on grass.
On 2nd and 1, this is Jackson to the outside. I think he's lucky tonight, John, in as much as the field is in great shape. I mean, you can come in here and you'd have to maybe have a couple of more hitches if this was a muddy track instead of what it is tonight.
Yeah, and he has some things going too. You know this defense of the Packers, if he can get him in that 3 and 4 wide receivers, they see how they're not able to cover that slot, especially if they don't go dime. I think there's some things that he can do here in the passing game, either to Isaac Holt or to Torrey Holt, or Isaac Bruce, or to any of the other slots.
Those numbers indicate how proficient Bulger has been in his career in the opening quarter. 1st down and 10 from the 23. Again, it's Jackson, so 3 runs in a row. Tonight, Bulger has thrown the ball 7 times. He's completed 4 for 58 yards to this point in the period.
You know, and they went 4 wide receivers, and they wanted the Packers, to think pass, and then they tried to run at him again. But what's the problem? It's going to be right here. And if you don't get that, you're not going to be able to run, whether you have 2 tight ends or 4 wide receivers. They didn't get that, and Grady Jackson just unloaded on Steven Jackson.
2nd and 9, and going over to the Rams bench right now is Tony Correnti.
You see the size of Grady Jackson, though, in that shot before we saw Tony Correnti, and how one guy isn't going to block him. I mean, that is a whole heavy lot of girth. I mean, and it's about 20 more pounds since Thanksgiving.
Well, I mean, from that angle, he looks like Gilbert Brown.
There was no attempt to challenge the play by St. Louis. The play clock will remain at 19. The game clock will remain at 2:22, and both clocks will start on my signal.
Our producer Fred Godelli telling me the problem was that the pager went off, the buzzer went off. I guess Martz is so used to challenging early that the pager just goes off almost by
automatically. So what's about time? And the pager said, "Hey, wait a minute! I haven't heard from Martz yet. I'm just going to jump out on my own here."
2nd down and 9 from the 24-yard line. And that is caught by Steven Jackson. Jackson run out of bounds by Al Harris. So out into the flat goes Bulger to pick up a 1st down as the clock ticks down to almost 2 minutes remaining in the first period.
Great vision by Bulger, and when they watch him throw, most quarterbacks will throw more, get the ball up a little higher. But he has that thing cocked and ready to go all the time and down, and he just kind of slings it from his elbow. I mean, it's just right out there. It's always ready to go. And the first thing he sees open, that ball is going to be out there.
From the 35-yard line, Marshall Faulk is the running back. Breaks the tackle in the backfield and is able to get outside for a decent gain at the 44-yard line as he got through and around Niall Diggs to the 44, gain of 6.
And you can tell right there that Marshall Faulk's knees are bothering him. I mean, he got that ball, he had a little burst, and he got enough yardage right there. He thought, so he just went out of bounds. I mean, the old Marshall Faulk, and if he were really feeling well, he would take this, he would bounce it to the outside just like this, and then he'd get in the sideline and turn it back in instead of just walking right out of bounds.
Think about that. Marshall Faulk, 11th year in the league, first regular season game in Green Bay. As a Colt, he played in a preseason game here early in his career. Marshall gained maybe 1. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 coming up with a minute and a half to go in the opening quarter.
I remember one time I asked Marshall Faulk, it was about 4 or 5 years ago, you know, if he was healthy, and he said no. He said I haven't been completely healthy since the first play of my first game as a rookie. And you know, there's a lot of truth in that, and I believe that if you play one down of regular season NFL football, your body will never be normal the rest of your life.
So you'll never be 100%.
No, you're never 100%. That's why I always laugh. This guy's 80, 85, 90%. No one's 100%.
Third down and 3 from the 45. And that's a first down as Torrey Holt makes the catch and runs out of bounds at the Green Bay 39-yard line. Torrey Holt making his first catch, and it's good for a gain of 15.
This is where the Rams need some consistency. You know, we talked about how they really don't have it. The first time they have the ball, they fumble. The Packers get a score. The second time they have the ball, they drive down there. They miss a field goal. And it's just putting things together and then keeping them together till they get to the end zone.
From the 40-yard line. And that's a great tackle. Niall Diggs, the linebacker, coming up to take down Marshall Faulk for a loss of 2.
That's one thing this Packer defense does have is speed at linebackers. Whether it's Nick Barnett or Niall Diggs, is they can run, and it's a tough thing to get around them. If you don't get a blocker on them, they are going to pursue and get to you before you can get to the corner.
So a touchdown on a fumble return is the only scoring in the first quarter. End of 1, Green Bay 7, St. Louis nothing. Monday Night Football continues. The site. Al Michaels, John Madden, Michelle Tafoya. We start the second quarter. Second down and 12 for the Rams from the 43-yard line. And the flip is outside to Kevin Curtis, and Al Harris and his pals knock him down. The play has been blown dead. Harris running toward the end zone, but the play is over. Diggs and Harris were there to tackle him at the 38-yard line. Third down and 8 coming up. Take a look at the numbers through the first 15 minutes. 114 total yards for the Rams and only 38 for the Packers. But the whole story was the Bruce strip. When Isaac lost the ball, Joey Thomas stripped it. The rookie Ahmad Carroll ran it back in for the touchdown. And it's 7-0 Packers. And Bulger's going to take a timeout here. So it'll be 3rd and 8 when we come back. Lambeau Field in Green Bay. History wherever you look. Bart Starr, we saw him on our tees. Then in Michelle's piece. 16 pretty good years here, and what a legacy. Third down and 8 now after the timeout. Bulger, deep retreat, throws, and then sliding and making the catch is Sean McDonald. What a play. Going down, the throw was low, sliding, catching it, and staying in bounds. Sean McDonald.
I think that's what Mark Bulger was talking about, is having to take the extra hitch, because he waited and waited and took about 3 hitches before he threw that one to Sean McDonald. And look what McDonald does, and he had to wait that whole time, because he is going to come up, then he's going to go in, then he's going to go back to the corner.
Here's shovel pass to Marshall Faulk after the Rams got up to the line of scrimmage very quickly. Tackled by Cam, and that was one of those plays with McDonald where you don't know. I mean, you think you've made the catch. McDonald knew he made the catch, but you don't want the guys upstairs to have any opportunity to throw a flag. So they got to the line of scrimmage and ran the next play off in a hurry. And McDonald, meanwhile, 25 catches this season, second year out of Arizona State.
And that's one of the advantages the Rams have now is, again, you have Holt on one side, Bruce on the other side, but they can still bring in McDonald and Kevin Curtis, plus they still have Marshall Faulk, so they have 5 guys.
Fake inside handoff. Bulger rolling, and then Bulger just throws it out of the end zone because the coverage was there. He was chased by Darren Sharper. And it will be 3rd down and 8.
That was one of the things Mark Bulger was saying last night that they put in for this game is he doesn't run much. And here he is on a naked, they call this. This is a bootleg. And if you don't have a lineman in front of you, it's called a naked. Watch Grady Jackson here. You know, he's in there for the run, but he can chase too. I mean, it doesn't make any difference if there's a guy in front of him. He kind of chased it. He went to the point where he thought Bulger was going. Bulger saw that and thought, I better not go there.
3rd and 8. Crowd exhorting its defense. Bulger to the end zone, and it's too high. Intended for Torrey Holt. Covered there by Bauju. And the Rams will have to settle for a Wilkins field goal attempt. He's already missed one from 42.
And I think that's where Mark Bulger wants to put that ball to Torrey Holt. You know, you see so many times that exact pass in that exact location on that end line, him throwing it high like that, and Torrey Holt jumping up and catching it. So I don't think that was that high. I think he was trying to get it up there. If he got it up there a little too high.
34-yard attempt this time. And Wilkins just does get it inside. Rams on the board. 12:47 to the half. Green Bay's lead is now 4. So Brett Favre, this milestone night, 12.5 seasons, equals 200 games, and he may get a lot more.
You know, and of those 200, I think you have to point out that he won 131 of them.
Great record. And Chapman, it's taken apart by Pisatino Isamoa. So the Rams, with their special teams play so shabby, moving guys in and out. Tino Isamoa made an impact there. Just ask Chapman. And as most of you who follow football know, diagnosed with breast cancer recently. Michelle will have more on that later, but she's here tonight looking on as her man makes this milestone start. And he begins this drive from the 25-yard line. As Favre throws, the pass is low, and it is Donald Driver there who short hops it. 2nd down and 10. You know, last week we pointed out when we were in Kansas City, Trent Green and how great he was throwing down the middle, and not so great when he threw to the outside. Look at Favre. It's almost the direct opposite. A rating of 75.5 when he throws it between the numerals, as is illustrated there. But you get him outside the numerals, 107.1. So he loves to go to the outside.
You know, and it was interesting. The Rams were talking about that too. They want to try and force him to throw to the inside because of that.
Here's a little screen set up for Fisher, and Aeneas Williams makes the tackle, but not before he picks up enough for a 1st down.
You know, we were talking to Larry Marmee last night, the defensive coordinator of the Rams. He was saying, you know, they have the wide receivers, and Javon Walker's making big plays, and Donald Driver. He said, but the thing that gets me is how often they throw the ball to the backs, whether it's a halfback or the fullback or screens or whatever. He said, but you also have to take care of that.
Davenport is the back. Picks up 7. Last week we talked about the fact that Trent Green had that huge disparity inside and outside, the biggest in the league. And then, of course, he threw a pass to the outside for a touchdown. And nobody has a bigger disparity outside to inside than does Favre.
Yeah, and, you know, part of that is the Packers and Brett Favre, they don't really do a lot of drop back passing anymore. They've gone into more of the play action pass, and Brett Favre moving a little, and part of that is his bootlegging or getting to the outside and then throwing to that outside.
2nd down and 4. Favre finding even more time like that. Right, Henderson makes the catch, so he finds his man. Henderson gets free to the 48-yard line. 1st down for Green Bay.
One thing they're going to do is they're going to block Leonard Little. They bring in their 3rd tackle, Kevin Berry, and you see him right there, 71, and he and Tauscher are going to double against Leonard Little. They're not going to let him get off the line of scrimmage. So Brett Favre knows he's going to have time on that right side. Plus, if he has to escape, that's the side to escape to.
1st and 10. Little gets a breather. Packers empty the backfield, but still make it a running play as Chapman takes it, loses the ball, and gets a big break as it bounds out of bounds because there were no other green shirts in that area. Had it stayed in bounds, the Rams certainly would have come up with it, but he fumbles out of bounds.
You know, one thing I like about this offensive line of the Packers is that they can run. Watch the left guard, Mike Wall, 68 here. He is out here leading this play, and they get out there and they throw. Of course, he almost caused a fumble because Chapman just went right on Mike Wall. But their guards, especially Mike Wall, he's a good blocker at the point of attack, but he's also a good blocker when he pulls and leads.
And second down and 4. Davenport with that big body bangs his way to the 40-yard line of the Rams, and that's a first down for Green Bay. And here's Michelle.
Al, you mentioned Deanna Favre, and Brett took his wife to her first chemotherapy session last Monday. It's the first of 4 sessions she'll have over the course of 42 days, and then she's scheduled for 8 weeks of radiation after that. I spoke with Deanna by phone just before the game, and she told me she thought she was prepared for chemo, but nothing could have prepared her for what she went through. She said it was much tougher than she'd ever imagined. She feels pretty good today, Al. She says she's hoping to stay through the remainder of the game here tonight.
And we're all thinking about it. She's a great woman as Donald Driver makes the catch, tackled by Jeremetrius Butler, and that's a gain of 12. And you all know that Brett has played through just about everything in the last calendar year. That unbelievable performance the night after his father died last year in Oakland. Deanna's brother was killed in an all-terrain vehicle accident about 6 weeks ago. Now this.
You're right, and and you say that he can get out here on the field and escape. I don't believe that. I think that that he plays through that.
Fisher cuts inside a Henderson block, takes it to the 24-yard line. Tackle made there by Archuleta. We've been talking about Brett through the years. It's an amazing thing. And I mentioned before, I think he's going to get a lot more starts, because remember last year he mentioned or he mused to somebody that he might be thinking about retiring, but you don't hear about that anymore.
No, and I was talking to him the other day about it. He says, he said, I don't know that I'm ready to face reality yet. And he said, if I were to retire, I would have to face reality.
2nd and 6, and that pass is just a little high for Ben Steele, backup tight end. Might have jumped just a split second too soon. Can't come down with it, and it will be 3rd down and 6.
We're seeing Brett Favre here do everything. We saw him on that slant. He threw that thing in there about 100 miles an hour. He throws a perfect spiral downfield. I mean, that should have been a touchdown there. And, he's thrown the short pass. He's thrown the deep pass. He throws outside. He throws inside. Tight ends, backs, wide receivers. He'll throw it. He tells the guys, you just get open. I'll get the ball to you.
Steele got open, mistimed the jump. Just enough. 3rd down and 6 from the 24-yard line now. And Favre's going to take a timeout. 8:42 to play in the first half. Tight one in Green Bay. 7-3 Packers. 8 consecutive games throwing a touchdown pass. Johnny Unitas threw 47. Favre is 12 shy of that. That streak is ongoing for Brett. That's for Brett Favre 2 seasons plus 3 games worth. And here it's 3rd down and 6 from the 24-yard line. And the Rams come across the line. Of course, everybody's pointing at everybody else. Tyoka Jackson is saying it's you guys.
I think Brett Favre gave him the hard count there to jump off sides. Then he thought he had a free one, and he tried to throw it out there to the left side.
If it's against the Rams, it is still not a first down, but it would make it 3rd down and 1.
False start. Offense, number 67. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
That'll make it 3rd down and 11. That's Gray Rugemer, the center.
Let's listen. You can hear the hard count here. That was at 53. He pulled that out too. 53. And that's the thing that got him to jump. But the guy that got jumped was the center.
You scared me. 3rd and 11. Back to 29.
That's what a hard count will do to one.
Driver starts in motion. Favre, good protection. Fires it over the middle, and that's Driver, the motion man, who gets free to the 11-yard line. He's tackled there by the safety, Rich Cody, and it's a first down.
Hey, he fired that one. Didn't you feel that Donald Driver was kind of just putting up a defense, getting his hands up there in defense? And again, they were in dime defense, but they double Leonard Little. You see, they have the pass protection out there. They keep him so he's getting no pressure from his right. See, Tauscher starts on him. Here they come out. They get a double on him. They keep Leonard Little right on the line. That gives Brett Favre the extra time he needs.
This drive started back at the Green Bay 25-yard line. Davenport to the outside. And he gets out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. Tackled there by Tommy Pollard.
I was just wondering about this, Al, what the miles per hour on that last pass was. Here we're going to get it, because if he has that kind of lane, he can step up. 60 miles an hour. I would have guessed more.
I would have thought more. Mile a minute. 2nd and 6 from the 7.5.
Because when he can find a lane like that and step forward with his left foot, that's when he gets the most velocity.
Leverage, 2nd down and 6. Favre throws, it's caught, and getting into the end zone is Bubba Franks, the tight end. Touchdown, Green Bay, and Favre's streak is extended.
You see Bubba Franks on that play. He came across the line. He starts to the left. He comes across in motion. Walker goes to the outside. He comes to the inside and just hooks. That's the thing that they get you. I mean, they put him on the left side. Then you have to adjust to the motion. And then you're looking out for Javon Walker. Then Bubba Franks catches a touchdown.
Longwell for the extra point, so the Packers go 75 yards, 12 plays, good balance, 5 runs, 7 passes. And Green Bay trying to extend its winning streak up 14 to tie with Dan Marino, most consecutive seasons, 20 or more touchdown passes with that one right there. So Brett with 11. Poor Dan. I mean, Dan's going to have to think about making a comeback. I mean, Peyton Manning's chasing his touchdown pass.
Yeah, but I think it just shows how great Dan Marino was. That every time there's a record or some quarterback doing well, it's a Dan Marino record.
That's Brandon Monomaliuna taking that short kick off the foot of Longwell.
Now, here's something here, Al. When you're Brett Favre and you have 200 consecutive games, that you have your own helmet warmer. Now you've come a long way when you get that. You know. And he can go to the other guy and say, hey, I bet you guys don't have one of those.
No, they're all in trunks, and he's in Tiffany's window there.
and he deserves to be in Tiffany's window.
Brett Favre, so that's 36 consecutive games with a touchdown pass.
You know, Bart Starr was saying how Vince Lombardi would have loved coaching Brett Favre, and I'm sure he would have. Any coach in any era would have loved to coach Brett Favre, but I wonder what Vince Lombardi would have said about the helmet warmer.
1st and 10 from the 36. That's gunned by Bulger up to midfield. Kevin Curtis with the catch. It would be like that old NFL film thing where you see Lombardi and he's on the sideline going, what the hell's going on out there?
That's exactly what he'd be saying. And you wonder what Bud Grant is saying about that right now. Weather? What weather? Just go out and play.
On a 49.
This is great football weather. This is such a great scene. I never get tired of seeing Vince Lombardi, Lambeau Field, coming here, Packers, Brett Favre. It doesn't get a lot better than this.
Quick hitch. Torrey Holt making the catch, and the ball is now in Green Bay territory on a pretty important drive here for the Rams. They're down by 11. They're coming off a bad loss to Buffalo, and they're trying to move into first place ahead of Seattle in the West.
This is a pretty good battle out here. Torrey Holt against Harris. And the thing, we were talking to him yesterday, and he was saying that what he tries to do is beat him to a spot. We're talking to Al Harris about that slant. He said you read his release, you know the spot he's going to, then you try and beat him to that spot.
2nd and 5, pressure on Bulger, and coming through that time was Aaron Campbell. Nearly unblocked. I mean, he just raced into the backfield and sacks him.
It looked like he wasn't ready for the snap. I mean, his whole thing was a bad start offensively for the Rams. And as you said, Campman is just going to come free here, unblocked. It didn't look like the Rams were ready, and they didn't take off when the ball was snapped. Looked like it was called on 2 and snapped on 1.
Campman was the only guy who knew the snap count. 3rd down and 15 from the 44-yard line. Little pump underneath, and then contact is made, but it's all incidental, intended for Isaac Bruce. Ahmad Carroll there with the coverage, and it will be 4th down.
That was one of the times that they just came after Bulger, and they blitzed 8 on that one, and they made him. He didn't take a 7-step drop. He took a 5-step drop, and they made him just throw that thing up and get rid of it before he wanted to.
Now, Kevin Stempke was just signed by the Rams to replace Sean Landeta, and this is a guy who grew up in Green Bay. So he gets to come home. He gets to make his debut in his hometown on Monday Night Football.
Last week he was in France.
He's a left-footed kicker, as you saw. His wife plays volleyball, so she was in France in a tournament as Chapman Fair catches it. And his parents, his mom Laura, Dad Horst to the right. Now they're Green Bayers. They used to come and tailgate outside, but they didn't have tickets.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that do that. They'll come and they'll tailgate, and then some of the people after the tailgate, they come into the game and some go home.
So where his house is here in Green Bay, oceanfront property, bayfront property.
Right, an Old Horse. He could almost see Lambeau Field from his property.
From the 17-yard line. I guess if you're named Horst, you have to be Old Horst. You wouldn't say Young Horst.
No. Old Horst sitting up there. He doesn't have great seats. When's the last time you heard in the NFL the name Horst?
Horst Muhlman?
Horst Muhlman, yeah. The old kicker. Yeah, the old kicker. the old Horst, the old kicker. Here he is, way up there in the last row. That's kind of where they put Horst, and it's kind of where you put the visiting team tickets too. But I'll bet you Old Horst is a happy guy right now.
Very happy. His son has played in the NFL. As Donald Driver makes the catch and gets taken out of bounds at the 30-yard line, and that'll move the chains with about 4.5 to play in the half.
And just watching Brett Favre in this first half, it's so impressive how quickly he gets rid of the ball. I remember years ago talking to Troy Aikman, and he says, you know, that you're not ready to throw the ball until your feet are ready. And I think that's true of 99 9/10% of the quarterbacks in football. That's not true of Brett Favre. He's ready anytime he wants to be ready.
Toss, Davenport behind Henderson. Henderson with a beautiful block. And Najee Davenport in place of the injured Amon Green. Sore hamstring and all. Just ripped off a 31-yarder. And it was a beautiful block. Henderson just did a complete obliteration on the way.
Right, and that's where it starts right here with Henderson. Najee Davenport is so big. Once he gets his shoulders turned and square right there, there doesn't look like a lot of guys that are very interested in tackling him. He weighs 245 pounds, and when he gets square right here, he looks like a runaway truck.
That was Antoine Edwards, and he knew Henderson was coming. He went down. And that pass is over the middle, and Bubba Franks gets free, and he rumbles all the way to the 10-yard line, and Antoine Edwards is there to make the tackle, but not before it's a 29-yard gain.
See, that's a good play call right after a good run, because it was a good play-action pass. So they're all up there to stop the run now. Brett Favre gives him a play-action pass, and Bubba Franks gets behind him. That's the perfect time for play-action pass, when you get a good run and they start telling each other, we got to stop the run, we got to stop the run, we got to tackle, fake that run, and throw the ball over their heads.
Ball right on the 10, so it's 1st and goal, and Favre throws, and that's caught by Javon Walker for a touchdown. 83 yards, 2.5 minutes, and Walker, who's been Brett's main man, makes his first catch of the night.
You see, Adam Archuleta was on him there. Adam Archuleta just kind of got pushed off by Walker, and then he goes down. You see him, he goes down, and then Walker's able to come back in on that hook.
9th touchdown catch of the season for their leading receiver, Walker. Longwell for the point after. 2.5 minutes. They go 83 yards, and Green Bay is up on top at Lambeau, 21-3.
When your shaver doesn't shave close, everybody hurts.
Game time temperature 30 degrees. Now down into the 20s and back to the touchdown on a 1st and goal from the 10.
And you just see his vision there. He has very good pass protection. He finds a lane, finds the open guy, and puts it right on him.
Looks up to Deanna.
Anna looks down and says, "You're the man." 200 consecutive.
367 touchdown passes now in Favre's career. A little bit more than 2/3 of those from the red zone. That one included Arlen Harris. Comes out to the 28-yard line, and this now becomes a very important drive for the St. Louis Rams. An explosive team, but already down by 18.
Well, and again, it gets back to the things that we talked about earlier. Consistency. I mean, they can do it. I mean, the Rams can move the ball. They can pass protect a little, and they can complete passes, but they just can't do any of the things consistently.
They had that one great comeback this year against Seattle. I mean, that was the high point of their season in the 4th quarter. 1st and 10. Bulger starts this drive very nicely for the Rams as Sean McDonald makes the catch, and he takes it to midfield. Tackled there by Joey Thomas. Gain of 22.
You know, and they're that kind of team, and Mark Bulger is that kind of quarterback. He's a streaky quarterback. I mean, they know that they can do it because they did it against Seattle, like you say, and they have the weapons to do it.
1st and 10. Bulger steps up in the pocket, slings one to the outside, caught 1st down. Curtis goes out of bounds, but the clock starts again here. It stops when he goes out of bounds, but they will begin to wind it because remember, outside 2 minutes of the 1st half, they'll wind it when the ball is ready for play. There it is, as you see it ticking down here, and the Rams are going to be content to let it go down to the 2-minute warning. So they'll stop it at 2 minutes. The Rams have 2 timeouts on a very critical drive for a smiling Mike Martz. Maybe he knows something we don't. Meanwhile, his team is down 21-3.
I want to make a toast. Don't drink.
This holiday season, just give me one day without any complications.
This weekend is gonna be fine.
Memories will be shared.
Look at all your awards.
World's greatest nurse.
Suspicions will be raised.
I don't like what I'm seeing from these fuckers.
And the truth,
Greg, you've been drinking?
Will be revealed.
Want to know what a woman's gonna look like? You should look at her mother. When I'm a looking, and I'm a liking.
Meet the Fuckers. Rated PG-13. Starts December 22nd.
Sweet ride. Yeah. That was amazing. Let's do it. I'm good.
Tired of waiting for your reward? With Thank You from Citi, you get great rewards that are easy to earn, easy to redeem. That's a card you can count on.
When you're looking for that one perfect gift for that one special person, it helps to know the people who know diamonds. With a stunning selection to choose from, you know that you'll find just the perfect one for her. Zales, the diamond store.
This family lives in peace and harmony. This family lives on the edge. And Wednesday on an all-new Wife Swap, it's Daddy's turn to swap lives.
This isn't fun, not even a tiny bit.
Wife Swap Husband Edition, all new Wednesday at 10, 9 Central, only on ABC.
The most controversial call of this and perhaps many seasons. Was it possession for a touchdown or was it not? Finally, they determined touchdown. In Washington today, they are saying we was robbed.
A blast from the past. Howard Cosell and halftime highlights on Alexa's halftime show as Sean McDonald is going to pick up the first down here and go out of bounds with 1:54. So the Rams at a key point in the game, down by 18, really needing something to get them jump started here before the half, and a good drive developing at the moment.
Yeah, and Bulger knew where to go on that one. He got a blitz off the slot. McDonald was the slot guy, so he looked for him right away.
Sean McDonald with 4 catches. Curtis also has 4 catches. Bruce only 2, and Holt has a pair as well. And now deep down the left sideline, that's incomplete, intended once again for Sean McDonald.
Well, you know what they're doing? They're using Torrey Holt like a decoy. They know that Al Harris is going to be on him, so they're just taking Holt and just running him right to the middle of the field and opening up the outside. You see, he'll just come right in. Now that opens up the outside for McDonald. See, they just use him as a decoy, bring him in there. You see, he comes in, and now watch what McDonald can do. He has this hole outside. A good throw right there would have been a touchdown.
Second down, 10, 29-yard line. Packers rush 5. Bulger backpedaling, throwing a little bit off balance, intended for Bruce and incomplete. Cal Trulock forcing the issue.
And that's exactly what he did. Trulock was right there, and Bulger couldn't set his feet, and he just had to throw that ball. He would have had a chance with it, but Trulock was pressuring him, and he just had to get rid of it.
Go ahead, John.
We're just talking about, you know, the Rams, how they don't run the ball consistently. They haven't run the ball one time in this quarter.
And now for the moment, they have to shelve the running game. Falk has carried 5 times for 9 yards. Jackson 4 for 21. But now it's all about throwing it. And it's caught out here by Kevin Curtis. Nice move to pick up the first down. Good juke step. Hannibal Navies makes the tackle. First down, St. Louis.
And Joey Thomas, the rookie corner out there, he has to make a move. He's number 24. When Curtis catches the ball right there, you have to go up and throw something, make him do something. You can't stand back and wait when he can get the first down like that. I mean, he made the tackle, but it was for a first down.
St. Louis takes a timeout. They have 1 left. Monday Night Football from Green Bay being brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39. Budweiser, grab a cold fresh Budweiser, it's game time. Citizen Watches, Citizen Echo Drive, Unstoppable, and Snickers, home of the weekly Hungriest Player Award.
Anytime I come to Green Bay, I always have to have that chili John's. You know, that's a chili on the spaghetti. And the other thing are the brats. I saw you in the parking lot eating a brat today.
I had a half a brat.
Oh, a half a brat?
Just a test brat. We have to work together for 4 hours. Well, you don't think about it. Oh, no.
I had a whole bunch of those babies.
I'm out of here. First and 10 from the 16-yard line. And movement, and the Rams with Orlando Pace, the perennial Pro Bowler, backing up.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty remains. First down.
He meant 76. Pace.
Yeah, you know, that's what happens when you have that speed rusher, and he has Kabir Bajabia-Miller there. He knows that on this down and distance, and you see him out here, that you have the speed guy looking to get in that sprinter stance, and you want to get started because you have to get out there on him. You do tend to jump, but again, that is inconsistency. That's part of the problem the Rams have had all year.
First and 15 now from the 21. Bulger hanging in the pocket, throws. It's Bruce to the 5-yard line. Carroll makes the tackle, And they needed 15 and got 16. It'll be first down and goal.
Didn't you just kind of know that when they had Al Harris on Torrey Holt that eventually they're going to go to Isaac Bruce? That means that, the good news is you have Al Harris over there and Torrey Holt. But the bad news is you have your rookie corner on Isaac Bruce. Isaac Bruce has to win a lot of those battles tonight.
Bulger has now thrown for 203 yards, and they run it with Falk. And Falk is tackled by Nick Barnett, the middle linebacker. So they run a draw, hoping for some room in the middle. Don't find that. 8 Falk, 6 carries, 10 yards.
And again, Grady Jackson wasn't in there on that play, so the Packers see that they're trying to run it, so in comes Jackson. Is that okay? It's second down. They're not going to try and run again. I mean, they may get this thing in there, but they're not going to run it in.
True Luck is hurt.
It's a charge timeout. Green Bay is their second charge team timeout.
Inside 2 minutes, as you heard Corrente express it, you have to be charged with a timeout. So that's Green Bay's second. They have 1 remaining.
I think True Luck was trying to say that he was okay, that he could stay in the game. But once the training staff comes out on the field, it's a timeout anyway. And I think he has to go off for a play.
He's involved in the tackle. The thing is, I mean, they had to stop the play because he wasn't ready, and the Rams could have come up and run a play.
Yeah, he's right there. Let's see what happened to him. He's going against Grant Williams there. He's going to be in on the tackle right there. It's hard to tell what happens in a pile. I mean, guys get twisted and turned and torqued, and it's like he's grabbing his rib area there anyway.
Technically, he could stay in the game because a timeout was charged. But he comes out anyway. Campman comes in for him. Second down and goal now. 36 seconds left. Rams have 1 timeout.
It's interesting the Packers have their run guys in there.
This drive started back at the Ram 28-yard line. Second and goal. Bunch to the left. Bulger steps up, throws, touchdown. Bruce got free. Flag is thrown. Flag down. Bulger able to hang in there.
The one thing about Mark Bulger, he is a tough guy. He will stand in there and hang in there and wait. And he does get sacked. He takes a lot of sacks, but he holds the ball as long as any quarterback in the NFL.
Illegal use of the hands of the face, defense number 27. This penalty is declined. The result of the play, touchdown.
Isaac Bruce with his 72nd career touchdown catch. Isaac has been with the Rams so long. He was with them when they were last in Los Angeles in 1994. Wilkins now for the extra point. So a huge drive for the Rams, turning an 18-point deficit into what is now an 11-point deficit.
Yeah, we're talking about Mark Bulger and how he hangs in there, and he's such a tough guy, and with these patterns you have to hold the ball longer. Now again, you go empty backfield, so he doesn't have the protection, but look how long he has to stay in that pocket and wait before he can get it to Isaac Bruce.
And then Barnett came over, and Barnett was covering there, and then Barnett overruns it, and then Bruce slides to his left and makes the catch.
And Mark Bulger, by him moving up there and sliding right there, he bought that time so that Isaac Bruce could do that.
Bulger has completed 17 of 25 now, 207 yards for a guy, a 6th-round draft choice by the Saints a few years ago. 18th consecutive game with a touchdown pass. We talked about Favre. Brett with 36 chasing Unitas, and Bulger's second among active quarterbacks. That's 18 consecutive, which is a year plus 2 games.
Just ask him if he felt that he finally got it, or when he felt, and he said this year. He said last year he used to think if Mike Martz called a deep pass pattern, he had to throw the ball deep. He said the biggest thing that he learned is you can call a deep pass pattern but still throw to a short guy.
Wilkins to the 6-yard line as Robert Ferguson pulls it in there. to the 32-yard line, where we talked about Howard Cosell having some halftime highlights for you, blast from the past. But here are yesterday's highlights in the second highest scoring game in the history of the National Football League. Cincinnati against Cleveland. Chad Johnson with that reception. Kelly Holcomb had a big day. Hyden made that catch. TJ Houshmandzadeh pulls this one in from Carson Palmer. And back and forth they went. Holcomb to Antonio O'Brien for a 55-yarder. And then it was wrapped up by a defensive play when Deltha O'Neal returns this for a touchdown. And the Bengals beat Cleveland 58-48 yesterday in Cincinnati.
It was like an old AFL game.
Yes, it was. The Bengals, an old AFL team, as a flag comes in. Fisher.
Fisher in the ball carrier.
Packers have one timeout. Trying to get it to field goal range.
Personal foul, illegal crackback block, offense, number 34, 15-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Well, there is no 34.
I'll tell you what it's going to be. It's going to be right there at the bottom of the screen right here.
Walker.
It has to be Javon Walker. It's 84, yeah.
Crack back on Cody. Pushes Green Bay back to the 19-yard line. Make it first down and 23.
Brett Favre just shook his head. Doesn't have his chin strap button. That means kneel down.
Kneel down time. Packers in their history when they've led by 18 or more, and they did have an 18-point lead here, unbeaten in 63 games. They lead by 11 as the final seconds tick down, and at halftime it is Green Bay 21, St. Louis 10. And coming up next will be the Lexus halftime show when we come back after this message from the NFL and a word from our ABC stations.
Good job. 15. I need toughness, son. I need a
This holiday season, there's an easier way to get the gear the pros wear. Just call 877-NFL-SHOP. For a free team catalog, go to NFL Shop on NFL.com or call 877-NFL-SHOP.
Every week, more viewers find this island.
What is it?
He was trying to hurt my baby.
And are captivated by it.
We gotta find out who did this to her.
Don't worry, I won't let anyone get to you.
Wednesday.
This situation that we're in, the crash, this place, it can kind of mess with your head.
It's never too late to get lost.
You think I'm making this up?
Because this is only the beginning.
What is it?
And all new Lost, Wednesday 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
Buying a new TV should be fun. So why do so many places make it so hard to choose? To install? To understand? Well, at Tweeter, they've got people who know today's TVs inside and out, who listen, who can help you sort out your options, who can make sure you actually enjoy your new system. At Tweeter, they've got the people who can simplify your life and the power to untangle your mind.
It's that time of year again. Time for the Lexus December to Remember sales event, where you'll find the best values of the year on your favorite Lexus vehicles. See your Chicago area Lexus dealer.
Ron Majors reports Best Evidence Tuesday at 10.
The Lexus Halftime Show, brought to you by Lexus and their passionate pursuit of perfection. Here now, Al Michaels.
The Rams with an effective late drive to get back in the game. We're at halftime at Lambeau Field with the Green Bay Packers trying to make it 6 wins in a row, leading the St. Louis Rams 21-10, as we, of course, are on our 35th year of ABC's Monday Night Football, beginning back in 1970. And I guess nostalgia really rules, because in 1970, pretty much the dark ages of television, the first primetime sports package, it was a countrywide sensation. And when you think about it, you had Sunday afternoon games on CBS and NBC. There were no Sunday night games. Monday night had just started. Technologically, it was so different than it is now. We didn't have cable television as we knew it. So if something big happened on a Sunday, you might see a highlight on the late local news on Sunday night. But for the most part, it would get memorialized on Monday Night Football. The halftime highlights with Howard Cosell, which we will play in our entirety when we come back after this sneak look at Howard Cosell and the halftime highlights.
The unbeaten Rams against the Green Bay Packers. We've got only 45 seconds left in the half. The Rams are leading 3-0, and it's not enough for Johnny Hadle, 21, who hit Harold Jackson, having an incredible year. Now it's 8.5 minutes gone in the final quarter, and Jimmy Delgado is the quarterback, and the tackler again is Freddie Dreyer. The Rams are unbeaten, 6-up, no defeats.
It's that time of year again. Time for the Lexus December to Remember sales event, where you'll find the best values of the year on your favorite Lexus vehicles. See your Lexus dealer.
Christmas is coming early, and nobody celebrates the holidays like Nick and Jessica.
Isn't it beautiful?
Join their real-life families and some special musical guests.
Ryan McKnight, 98 degrees. Hey, Ashley.
Jessica and Ashley perform together for the first time ever. It's a night of music, memories, and a few blonde moments. Nick and Jessica's Family Christmas, Wednesday at 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
Like most everything else at ABC Sports, the halftime highlights came from Roone Arledge. That thinking revolved around what could we give the viewer that he can't get anywhere else.
He wanted to run our highlights on Monday night halftime. But what Dad and I thought is that we were going to have John Facenda.
Professional football in America is a special game.
But Roone says, no, he had an idea. He wants someone else to do it.
We pick up with our halftime highlights, the have-nots becoming the haves in the NFL. Roger who? Giant fans were sorry they ever asked that question at Yankee Stadium yesterday. That's the Roger who. Ha! Don't complain too much, Mike. It's not going to help. Number 15, Jim Turner, the former Jet. Kicks from 46 yards out. Did you see that? The ball hit the crossbar and went on over. This was another day for comebacks. Joe Willie was there to do a job.
For a player, that was the thing. To be able to get on a Monday night highlight, that meant you were doing very well.
An apparent touchdown pass from Namath, who had driven his team downfield.
There's a tremendous amount of controversy that ended up surrounding the highlights.
We would get phone calls. There's too much of the damn Cowboys, and Cosell likes the Cowboys, and it really wasn't the case.
Oh, everyone was sure it was Cosell. No, you blamed Cosell.
The ball picked off again by Mike Wagner, who had 3 interceptions on the day.
Chet Forty, who was the director, and he and I would select the highlights. We, just to get out of the center of the storm, decided to just tell people that Howard selected the highlights. Howard, I think, from an ego standpoint, liked the idea of people thinking that he selected it until somebody threatened his life for not having their team on.
Now we go to our NFL halftime highlights as selected by the producers of this show. There was love in the stands, but war on the field at Bush Memorial Stadium. But no, but no, but no. But no, Bobby Lee has the Falcons moving again. Just tape him up, patch him together. He's nearing 40 now. The name is Billy Gilmer. Look at him go. Look at him go. Look at the big guy go. This time, nobody's going to catch him. Anderson again, this time to the lanky one, and it's good. He's got it all, this kid. Surgeon-like precision on this day. What a dreadful, dreadful performance by the New York Jets. The Chiefs of Kansas City, led by that man, number 16, Lenny Dawson, passing to that man, the most extraordinary wide receiver you'll ever want to see, Otis Taylor. Whom does he remind you of? Same uniform, same number, same galloping steps. Yes, Otis Taylor cracked down so savagely, he fumbles, the pack recovers. The boots, the pants, and the angular look of Bum Phillips, the head coach of the Houston Oilers. Brilliant, extraordinary catch by John Gilliam. The Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, the exhortation, go get 'em Raiders, and Oakland is doing just that. When you play the Oilers, you feel it 2 weeks later because they hit.
I remember one time I got in an argument with Howard over the phone, and I said, we've got a great piece of music here, Howard, and just once he catches the ball, just let it go, and the music is going to carry it. There was a pause at the end of the line, and Howard said, young man, the majesty and the grace of the English language is one of our greatest possessions, and I know how to use it properly. I will speak over your music. And so he did.
Watch closely. Anderson, the handoff to 45, Quick. Then to 86, McDaniel. Back to Anderson. Flea flicker. Down to Trumpy. Great play. Cincinnati victory. What a ball game this was.
Almost there.
Third quarter underway. Monday Night Football from Lambeau Field. Harris on the run at the 15-yard line. Gain of 17 on the run back to the 32-yard line, and here's Michelle.
Al, Mike Sherman told me at halftime that his team just needs to hang on to the football. He knows the Rams are explosive. They've shown comeback ability. He's going to continue to mix coverages against their passing game. Mike Martz told me that he's looking for his defense to settle down in the second half. He said, really, we just made so many mistakes. The fumble for the touchdown, the missed field goal. He says his offense is just fine. He wants his defense settling down here, Al.
And right now it's his offense that's on the field as they try to close the gap even farther. And they go to 4 wideouts out of the shotgun on the first play of the second half. Bulger stepping up, slinging it to the outside, and Bruce had it in his hands and simply drops it. Sharper with the coverage, but Isaac had him beat and just simply dropped it.
Right, and that's just a continuation of what they did at the end of the second half. And Mike Martz said, I think we can get something going here with Isaac Bruce, and that's exactly what they did in the first play. They get in 4 wide receivers. The Packers are in base defense, so it's exactly what the Rams want. Bulger throws a perfect pass. Isaac Bruce drops it. And over the years, you don't see a heck of a lot of that.
That's only the 3rd on-target pass to Bruce that he has dropped this season. He came into the game with 58 receptions. Deep over the middle, and this one is pulled in at the 41 of Green Bay by the big tight end who pays the price, Brandon Manumaleuna, and he'll come limping off the field after a pickup of 26 yards.
Manumaleuna went right down the seam on that one, but the impressive thing about it, it was Bulger's 3rd read. Here we see Manumaleuna again in that seam. Bulger hits him, but he didn't come to him until his 3rd read. He starts off, you see he's looking out there, he was looking left, and he finally came back to Manumaleuna.
Now out of the eye, 1st and 10, 42-yard line. Quick slant, incomplete. Kevin Curtis was the intended receiver. Bulger's been spreading it around. Curtis is the leading receiver with 5. McDonald and Bruce have caught 4 each. Torrey Holt's been limited to 2 catches tonight.
You know, and what that was a hot read. You know, they came on a blitz, so he had to throw hot, and he had to throw it right now. That's exactly what he did.
Big guys for St. Louis. 232 for Bulger. Falk, nothing doing on the ground. Bruce has caught 4. 2nd and 10 from the 42-yard line. Pressure up the middle, but the protection is there. And the catch is made underneath by Cam Cleland, who's the backup tight end replacing Manumaleuna, tackled by Baja Biamila. That's a mouthful.
And that was
sorry, John, I'm hogging the airtime here.
No, I was just saying, that was Bulger's third read again. Yeah, when you got Baja Biamilas and Monomalunas, you know, that does take a little time there.
Third and 3 at the 35-yard line.
Plus, it's cold as heck here.
Yes, right.
Let's get that straight.
3-to-1 ratio, passing to running. Bulger hit as he throws, and the pass is incomplete. Bruce looking around says, where's the flag? And there is a flag.
It was a late flag.
Ahmad Carroll with the coverage. So the rookie working against the longtime veteran, Bruce, in his 11th season.
One thing the Packers talked about is they really wanted to put a lot of pressure, and they're blitzing Bulger this second half.
Receiver defense, number 28. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Is 28 right there, Ahmad Carroll. And you see, once you get behind, it is tough. When you he grabbed him, he held him about 4 or 5 times. That should be more than holding. Ought to be like, you know, holding, and then the next thing, and then the third thing after is what Ahmad Carroll just did.
not the garden variety hold.
No.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
It was your basic heavy-duty hold.
It's a first down. Less than 2 minutes into the period. Rams down by 11. Pump fake. Bulger deep down the sideline. The pass hangs and is intercepted by Ahmad Carroll. The pass just hung in the air, intended for Isaac Bruce, and Carroll, who scooped up a fumble in the first quarter and ran it back for a touchdown, has another big play.
Yeah, they tried to get him on the rookie. He ran and out and up. Ahmad Carroll was right there.
Big night for Carroll, the rookie, who scored a touchdown on the fumble return. That's his first career interception. Ball is at the 20-yard line, and Brett Favre and the Packers start from here. And that's dropped. Donald Driver dropping in, and we'll go back to the interception by Carroll.
You know, the big thing about it is he didn't go for the double move. Watch, Isaac Bruce comes and he runs an out move. Carroll doesn't go for the out move, and then when Isaac Bruce comes up, he gets that arm out there a little, and that kind of brings him up. Watch Kabir Bajabia-Miller right here on this side. He gets the push, and that makes Mark Bulger step up. You see, he takes Grant Williams, puts him right into Bulger, and makes him stand, throw the ball, stand up, and then throw the ball. That's what I'm trying to say.
And not get as much as he needed on it. Meanwhile, Ben Steele can't make that catch, and it will be 3rd down and 10.
You know, you watched the game last night, and you saw, you know, Oakland at Denver and the snow and everything. You could see that was cold. Here it's cold, but you can't see it.
You can't see it, but you can feel it.
Yeah. And probably Michelle has to tell you a little bit more about that.
That's right. What are we talking about? 3rd down and 10 from the 20-yard line. They empty the backfield. Davenport off balance. Look at him. And then Favre throws, and it's Ferguson, but he is, as the officials confer.
They got to call something.
Yeah,
call something.
They have to. They're right in front of the Green Bay bench, so they're going to call it a catch in front of the bench. Ferguson for the moment. But I have to think that Mike Martz, on a play of this nature, and we'll take a look at it here, Green Bay's going to try to get up and run the play.
I've always said that they don't have a call for I don't know.
Right.
We just saw the signal for I don't know.
Well, neither foot comes in, so they're going to call it a force out.
If they called it a force out, then you can't challenge
it. You cannot challenge the call. They call it a force out. That's Davenport. So no matter how much Martz would have wanted to challenge that, and clearly without the contact, he wouldn't have come in with both feet in bounds. There was nothing that Mike could do there. When it's ruled a force out, in other words, the defensive back takes the receiver out of bounds, which is clearly the case here, it cannot be challenged.
What I would have challenged is the fact the officials didn't call anything. They just stand there and look at each other and talk to each other.
The other thing that could have been challenged, though, is did he hold the ball all the way to the ground? That could have been challenged. 2nd down and 8. Here's Davenport. So the only part of that play that could be challenged is when he has the ball, he is already forced out. That cannot be reviewed. But unless he has the ball all the way to the ground, it could be overturned. Too late now, of course. But that's the one thing that Martz could have challenged.
But I still think if the officials didn't know what the play was right when it happened, how did they find out what it was?
Good question. 3rd down and 8.
They talked to each other about something.
Yep. Right in front of the Green Bay bench, of all places. Tony Fisher is in the backfield. Favre throws, and that pass is underthrown, intended for Ferguson, who's looking around, and he wants a flag. So does Favre, but they don't get one.
You know, one of the things that Mike Sherman was talking about, Brett Favre, you know, you 200 games. He says, you know how many practices that is? That's 1,000 practices. And, you know, and then the training camp, the whole thing. It's not only that he played these 200 games, but if you watch him every game, every play, he competes 100%. And even in practice.
And it's mini camps and it's homework. Barker's punt will bounce just into the end zone. So the Rams get a break there. They'll get the ball at the 20-yard line. 11:22 left in the 3rd. Monday Night Football being brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Pick Enterprise, we'll pick you up. Buena Vista Home Entertainment Hero, presented by Quentin Tarantino, with action superstar Jet Li on DVD tomorrow. And T-Mobile, get more minutes, more features, more service. You just saw the interior of the birthplace, the home of Curly Lambeau, Lambeau Field, Green Bay Packers, and a native Green Bayer.
I think, you know, when we talk about the history and the foundation of the NFL, it all kind of starts with guys like Curly Lambeau, doesn't it?
Curly Lambeau, George Halas in Chicago. Got a flag here before the start. Action up front from the 20-yard line.
False start. Offense. Number 81. 5-yard penalty. Remains. First down.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you look at Mark Bulger, and he always looks calm. I mean, he never gets upset. He never gets excited. We were talking to him about it last night, and he said, you know, where'd you get that? He said, I got it from my parents. He said, when I used to play a game, he said, me and my brothers, we played basketball, football, baseball. He said they never critiqued how we played. They critiqued how we acted.
Steven Jackson. And he comports himself beautifully. But, John, the downside is, like Mike Martz's coach is always saying, you know what? Guys get away with vicious hits on Mark Bulger and don't get called for it. And one of the reasons may be that Mark never really complains to the officials.
No, he doesn't. I mean, he's one of those guys who won't complain, and he says he never has complained. But, you know, because he stands in the pocket so long and holds the ball so long, he takes as many or more hits than any quarterback in the league. And it's not just the sacks. I mean, it's the times that he's hit after he throws the ball.
2nd and 9 now from the 21-yard line. Green Bay 21, St. Louis 10. Early in the 3rd quarter, Bulger rifles one over the middle, and a great sliding grab is made by Torrey Holt for a first down. So Torrey Holt tonight has now caught 3 passes for a total of 37 yards.
They come on a corner blitz on that. Al Harris, who usually covers Torrey Holt, comes on a blitz, so Holt is running his pattern against a safety. Mark Bulger sees it, Holt sees it, and knows that he has to come under control there, so he just goes into a slide.
1st and 10 up at the 39-yard line. Bruce in motion. Jackson. Steven Jackson, some tough running. #1 draft choice out of Oregon State to the 50-yard line and a first down. Recap tonight, Brett Favre, 2 touchdown passes. Mark Bulger, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and 256 through the air. Carroll with that 40-yard fumble return for a touchdown. And that 1 pick on a pass intended for Isaac Bruce. Ball at midfield. The Rams tonight have gained 292 yards to this point, but just one touchdown. Flag, no play.
Flag on play.
False start. Offense. Number 81. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That's Holt's second penalty on this drive. Well, somebody's going to win that NFC West right now. If the Rams lose this game, Seattle remains in first place. We'll have them on Monday night next week hosting Dallas. Big difference, of course, this year between the AFC and the NFC. It's going to be a lot easier to get in the NFC. A team that's 4-7 is only going to be a game out when this weekend is over. 1st and 15 now. And that's caught, and that's Torrey Holt trying to atone for that penalty, and he picks up 14 yards to the 41-yard line, tackled there by Al Harris.
And he does it all on the release. Al Harris gave him the inside, and that's the thing that you can't do. When a receiver is out that wide, you have to take away the inside. Torrey Holt gave him a little fake to the outside. Al Harris went for it, and then Holt came right underneath him.
Torrey, big play, Holt, North Carolina State. What a compliment, what a bookend he's been to Isaac Bruce over the last 2 years. 2nd down and 2 from the 42-yard line. Jackson looking for some room, and he gets taken down at the 41-yard line. Grady Jackson is the first guy to hit him. Cameron is also there, 3rd and 1.
You know, Torrey Holt runs a pattern that I think he's the only guy in the NFL that runs it, and it's off a corner. I mean, you fake to the post, then you fake to the corner, then you go up. See right there. And they haven't run that pattern yet tonight, but there's no one that runs it better than he does, and I don't think there's anyone that can run it like him. You make them think you're going post, then you make them think you're going corner, and you finally go up.
3rd down and 1 from the 40-yard line. And here's Jackson. And Jackson with some nifty running, and he fumbles the ball at the 26-yard line. Green Bay has it. Kenny Peterson comes up with it. So a beautiful run. Jackson showing patience, cutting back, picked up a big first down. Niall Diggs is the guy who was able to knock the ball away.
St. Louis had called timeout. Timeout, St. Louis.
And now, wow. Before the play, St. Louis had called a timeout.
Right, and that's a new rule this year that the head coach from the sideline can call timeout.
Even the Rams didn't know it because they ran the play. They ran a beautiful play, but Martz had called a timeout from the sideline, and Sherman wants to know what's that all about. And as John just said, a brand new rule. The coach, and it wasn't this way in the past, can call a timeout. Boy, were they lucky. The rule that we talked about just came into play. Mike Martz calls a timeout. You'll see him. He's at about the 35-yard line. There he is. Now they're going to send a man in motion. And there's Martz saying timeout. Ron Blum is the nearest official. He's the line judge. He calls for the timeout. The rule says, even as you see, Blum makes the call after the play starts. But the rule says if the head coach verbally requests a timeout, play is dead at that point. 3rd down and 1 now. Here we go again. And Jackson is very close to a first down.
I think Mike Martz got away with one, though, Al. I think that he called timeout after the ball was snapped.
Well, he calls the timeout. Blum clearly makes the call as the line judge after the snap. But in the rule book, if you verbally request a timeout, and here's after the play. Now you're going to see this. Thank you. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
My new buddy.
When you smile and say thank you and pat an official on the back, I think you just bought one.
And they bought a first down, and they bought no turnover. And that is caught and tackled immediately is Torrey Holt by Al Harris.
I'll say this, Al Harris is doing a good job on Torrey Holt, because Torrey Holt, as he calls himself, big play, is a big play guy. But he's not giving him big plays. I mean, he's caught some slants. He's going on this cross and stuff like this. But Al Harris is right there with him. And when he catches the ball, Torrey Holt's going down.
Former Eagle,
Holt has 5 catches, but for only 51 yards. That's not big play.
Second down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Bolger takes the snap out of the shotgun, gets it off quickly. Sean McDonald makes the grab and is taken down about 3 yards short of the first down by Al Harris.
That's the thing. We talk about Mark Bolger and how he stands in the pocket and holds the ball, but he can also get rid of it quickly on a hot read like he just did there. Look at this. I mean, the time of possession, they're killing them. They just don't have that consistency. You see that hot read there. He sees the blitz coming, knows that it's not going to be picked up, and he has to get rid of the ball before the blitzer gets there.
Third down and 5, and now the Rams are going to take another timeout. So the Rams, with 20 minutes left in the game, are down to only 1. The Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Third down and 5 now for the Rams. Timeout. Ball at the 35-yard line. And Bolger throws slant. Bruce makes the catch, picks up the first down to the 27-yard line, covered by the rookie Joey Thomas.
You know, you see Isaac Bruce catch that one, and it doesn't look like much, but that's a tough catch. It was on his back shoulder. You know, when you're running one way and then it's thrown behind you and you just reach back and grab it like that, again, it's not going to go down as any big, great play, but that's a pretty good thing when you can be running full speed to your left and catch the ball in your back shoulder like that.
Isaac Bruce has been doing it for 11 years. Second round choice of the Rams when they were in L.A. out of the University of Memphis. First and 10, 28-yard line. Inside handoff here. That goes to Marshall Faulk, and he's taken down by Cledius Hunt. And Marshall, who last week was a non-factor at Buffalo, is pretty much the same tonight. That's 7 carries for 6 yards.
You know, we're talking to Bob Slowick, the defensive coordinator of the Packers, and he was talking about the runs that the Rams have, and they have a lot of trick-type runs like that. I mean, Marshall Faulk was lined up like a slot or a flanker, and he came on a reverse type of thing. I mean, they don't just run the the counters and the leads and those type of plays. They have a lot of trick-type runs.
March, the mad scientist. Second and 14. From the 31, Bolger throws, and that's behind Isaac Bruce.
That was too far back on that back shoulder, wasn't it?
Right.
You know, sometimes that's an option thing where a receiver will start up, and if the defender's inside, he'll run out, and if the defender's outside, he'll run in. That looked like an option type of thing, and Bolger looked like expected Isaac Bruce to go out.
Third and 14. Crowd rising at Lambeau. Pressure is on. Catch is made. But it's Sean McDonald. He is short of the first down and short by about 6 yards as he catches it at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, they come on a blitz here, and Bolger has to get rid of the ball quickly, and he throws a bad pass out here. So Sean McDonald, in the act of catching the ball, you see the blitz coming, and in the act of catching the ball, he had to run himself right out of bounds.
So now Wilkins will attempt about a 42-yard field goal. Made one from 34, just barely inside the upright. Missed from 42. This is another 42-yarder. Dane Looker will hold it. Chris Massey will snap it, and it's a fake, and the pass goes to Wilkins, but Green Bay is right there, and then the ball is coughed up. Looker can't pick it up. Sharper does, but the play is blown dead at the 29-yard line. So Sharper will run to Appleton, but it won't count because the play was whistled dead at the 29-yard line. But still, the Rams try to trick the Packers. It doesn't work in a situation where a 42-yard field goal would have made it a one-possession game. Instead, the lead remains 11, and Green Bay gets it at the 29.
If a moonlit moment turns into the right moment, will you be ready? You can be with
Cialis. Cialis is the only erectile dysfunction tablet clinically proven to both work fast and work up to 36 hours. 36 hours to relax and take your time. 36 hours to choose the moment that's right for you and your partner. Cialis is only for men healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain or certain alpha blockers for prostate problems or high blood pressure, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. Erections lasting longer than 4 hours, though rare, require immediate medical help. Discuss your health status with your doctor and ask if Cialis is right for you. 36-hour Cialis. When the moment is right, will you be ready?
This holiday, discover the magic at Radio Shack with unique gifts you won't find anywhere else. Our collectible coin bank holds a powerful surprise: 12 AA and 12 AAA batteries. It's only $14.99. Or choose our commemorative Radio Flyer toy wagon, also loaded with 12 AA and 12 AAA batteries. It's only $19.99. Just two of the great gifts you'll find right in your neighborhood.
Only at Radio Shack.
Wednesday.
What is it?
He was trying to hurt my baby.
It's never too late to get lost.
We gotta find out who did this to her.
Because this is only the beginning.
What is it?
An all-new Lost. Wednesday, 8/7 Central. Only on ABC.
College football triple header Saturday. 1 Eastern, Virginia Tech against Miami, ACC title on the line. And then SC UCLA, the middle game. Colorado and Oklahoma, the late game, as Najee Davenport is off to the races all the way to the 34-yard line of Green Bay. So after the Rams faked the field goal, play blown dead when forward progress was stopped at the 29, and back come the Packers with a 37-yard burst by Davenport.
Yeah, and here's another time when they catch him in the right play. You watch the Ram defense is going to be slanting to their right. Again, it's the same thing. They kick out that end man, and Najee Davenport just takes it in that hole. You see they kick out Tommy Polley. The line is slanting away from that. Archuleta misses the tackle, and when Davenport gets his shoulder square, he is a load.
Najee again, and he's over 100 yards. Picks up 4 more there. Najee Davenport making his first career start, and only because of the injury to Amon Green. Now is 104 yards and carries of 31 and 37 tonight.
And you wonder how he got 104 yards. It seems like this whole game it's been the Rams offense out there. I mean, it's Brett Favre's 200th game and all those kinds of things, and it seems like we've seen very little of them, doesn't it?
It does. I was just thinking the same thing. Sometimes a guy will sneak up on you and you go, what? 100 yards?
Where'd that come from?
How'd that happen? 2nd and 7. Tony Fisher in the backfield from the 31-yard line. Favre, and that's behind Driver, but he makes the catch. A fabulous one-handed catch by Donald Driver.
And that's the same thing that Brett Favre does. We're talking about Mark Bulger. Again, it's a hot read. It's a blitz coming to that side. He knows he has to get rid of the ball. He throws it right into the face of the blitz, throws it a little behind Donald Driver. Driver just reaches back with his right hand and brings it in.
15-yard gain. Ball at the 17-yard line, first down. Favre with time to the corner, caught, touchdown, Donald Driver. He beats Aeneas Williams. Here comes the Lambeau leap. And what a turn of events. If the Rams kick the field goal, and Wilkins is one of the best from 42 yards, it's a one-possession game. Instead, they fake. It doesn't fool Green Bay, and a couple of minutes later, we're back to it being, in a moment, an 18-point game. And Longwell makes that official. 28-10.
Let's watch Donald Driver here. He's lined up right here, kind of in a slot position behind the other receiver. So he's going to come out second. and Aeneas Williams is going to cover him. He tries to undercut it, and Brett Favre just throws it right over Aeneas Williams' head. Donald Driver, 2 plays in a row. First of all, that great catch on the slant, and then coming back with a corner for the touchdown. And the old leap. You're always happy, I think, when you see them come back after they go in.
3 touchdown passes for Favre tonight. 180 yards on his 13 completions. And the Green Bay Packers, when we last saw them on a Monday night, it was October 11th, and you had that sight, people leaving Lambeau in the 3rd quarter. The Titans killed them that night. They were 1-4. It looked like the end of the era. And that was the scene on October 11th. And since then, no losses. Tonight, same shot.
No, they're here for the duration tonight. They know that this is a special night for the Packers, and it's a special night for Brett Favre. Plus, they're beating the heck out of the Rams.
They are. Arlen Harris. John, I just want to say something about Dick Ebersol, because those of us in this business, and he's a giant of this industry, and he is a man with hundreds of friends in the business. We are just heartsick, as most of you know. Dick seriously injured in a plane crash in Montrose, Colorado yesterday. He survived. His son Charlie survived, but his younger son Teddy, the coroner saying today, 99% sure they've recovered the body. They're just awaiting dental and other medical records. Pilot was killed. Flight attendant was killed. Co-pilot in a burn unit in Denver, and we are just heartsick over what happened yesterday. And our prayers and our thoughts to Dick and Susan and the Ebersol family and the families of the flight crew. Just a tragedy as Marshall Faulk gets taken down at the 17-yard line.
As you say, Dick Ebersol is a giant in this industry, and I've had the opportunity to work with him, and he's just not only a giant in the industry, but a giant as a person. And as you say, all our prayers and thoughts and feelings go out to he and his family.
2nd down and 15 from the 18-yard line as Bolger throws, and reaching up and making the catch is Kevin Curtis up to the 30-yard line, taken down by Nick Barnett. Bolger now approaching 300 yards. That's 297 for Mark, but down by 18 points.
Packers don't have enough guys in there. Now they do.
Now they've got 11 on the field. It's 3rd down and 3 from the 30-yard line. Faulk. He's got the 1st down up to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, I think the thing that we talked about all night with this Ram team is just so evident here that they have good players. You know, as you said, in the beginning, that they have good players. They can do things, but they just can't consistently do them. I mean, they get something going, and then they get stopped. They get a penalty. They try a trick play. It doesn't work. They just can't consistently move the ball down the field, but they can move it down the field very well.
And they're on the cusp of going 5-6 right now, because we go to the 4th quarter, and Green Bay is on top 28-10. End of 3 in Green Bay, and ABC's Monday Night Football will continue after this message for ABC stations.
He just loves football, and he's like a man genius. This is the way to start it.
Welcome to Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football. Cowboys, Seahawks. Next Monday, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ABC.
In the 2003 New York blackout, a man used the light from his Palm One handheld to navigate a 26th-floor stairwell. He paused on the 8th for a game of Tetris. The Tungsten E handheld. Simply amazing.
From
Remember grade school math? It's paying off like never before. Do the math. Add up what you're spending now compared to unlimited SBC local and long distance, high-speed internet, singular wireless, and digital satellite TV. You could start saving today, like adding SBC Yahoo DSL for just $19.95 a month. Don't thank us. Thank your second grade math teacher.
Hello, Moto.
In 2001, a Mount Everest climb was documented live from a base camp using only a Palm One handheld and a satellite phone. Imagine what you could do in line at the deli. The Tungsten E handheld, simply amazing.
Ron Majors reports Best Evidence Tuesday at 10.
Back in Green Bay, Al Michaels, John Madden, and Michelle Tafoya. On this very chilly night, ESPN Sports Center will follow the game. Recapping this one, all the other sports news of the day. Green Bay on top, 28-10. Packers trying to make it 6 straight after a 1-4 start. 2nd and 10. Bulger falls down, tripped as he threw. Incomplete. Let's go to Michelle.
Well, Al, you mentioned the last time we were here in Green Bay, the Packers hitting rock bottom, dropping to 1-4 with that loss to Tennessee, and in a town where the press loves to cheer for its team. They love to support the Packers. Well, the headlines the following Tuesday morning tell the story. I asked Mike Sherman what he needed to do, what his first priority was after that loss, and he said, we had to keep everyone on the boat. We couldn't let anybody jump ship. And he told his guys, look, you were the ones that dug us into this hole. You've got to dig us out. And Al, now he says they've been dug out. They've got to stay out. And if tonight's any indication, they're going to stay out.
And doing it without Amon Green, too. Doing it without one of the best running backs in the league. 3rd and 10. Bruce makes the catch on the dead run. He's inside the 30. He's chased by Harris. And Harris is able to tackle him at about the 8-yard line. So Isaac Bruce single-handedly trying to get his ball club back in the game. 56-yard reception.
Yeah, and the reason he was able to run like that and catch a ball in the run is you'll see the Packers come on a blitz. They bring 8 guys. So once he gets by and he gets over that first group of guys, he has a free run until Al Harris gets there. That's the disadvantage of bringing 8. If you get the ball over those 8, you only have 3 left that you have to beat.
First and goal from the 8-yard line. They split Falk to the left. He makes the catch. He beats the tackle and scores. Mark Roman is there. So Marshall Falk split out as a wide receiver, makes the catch, and very quickly, in 2 minutes and 25 seconds, the Rams go 77 to try to climb back in it.
Right, it was a quick snap, and look, Marshall Falk is out there. There's no defender there. They quick snap the ball and just throw it out to him. He makes one tackler miss and takes it in. That's heads-up play. Heads up by Marshall Falk, heads up by Mark Bulger, seeing that there was no one out there and getting that ball snapped quickly.
Wilkins for the extra point, looking to put it down. That's the 135th touchdown of Marshall Falk's career, 4th all time. It's an 11-point game again. 28-17 Packers. And to get St. Louis back in the football game. Davenport rolls his way up to the 27-yard line.
And you wonder why, you know, with an 18-point lead, that you didn't want to just play him in coverage and, you know, and take some time off the clock and make him do it the hard way. But they decided they wanted to go after him. And right now, St. Louis needs a turnover. I mean, that's one of their problems this year. Last year, they had 31 turnovers. This year so far, they only have 10, and they have none tonight.
They led the league last year in turnovers. 2nd down and 9 underneath Davenport. And Davenport fights his way close to a first, but a little bit short. Key 3rd and 1 coming up right now. So Najee Davenport, the backup to Amon Green, who'd been hurt. We talked about his hamstrings earlier, but tonight runs of 37 and 31. He's gained 105 yards. He's also caught one pass for 8 yards, so he has more than adequately filled in for Amon Green.
And they were great play calls. They caught the Rams defensive line slanting one way. Then they only had one defender on that outside. William Henderson would kick that guy out, and there was a big hole for Najee Davenport, and the first guy wouldn't get to him until he was about 10 or 12 yards downfield.
Well, now let's see if he can do a Green imitation, because when it comes to 3rd and 1, which is the case here, Amon Green is as good as anybody in the league over the past few seasons. He almost always picks up a first down in this situation. He ranks near the top of the list. And now he's on the bench as Davenport is in the game. In the green roll. 3rd and inches. Najee. Well, there's a little bit of green for you. To the 43-yard line, and Amon can appreciate that first down.
I think anytime you're a 245-pound tailback, you're made for that.
First down for Green Bay. A little Monday night trivia. Do you know who caught the first completion of Brett Favre's NFL career? Well, he's a future Hall of Famer. Clearly, first ballot. He never caught another pass. That was it. I'll tell you after the play. 1st and 10. In fact, we even have it on video for you. Deep into the archives. Favre throws, and that's incomplete. Intended for Javon Walker. No flag. Archuleta. Take a look at this. So Brett Favre goes back to pass. September 13th, 92. He came in relief in this game. It's batted away, and he makes the reception. So Brett Favre's first pass, caught by Brett Favre.
You always throw it to your favorite person.
First completion of his career. And as we said, he hasn't caught another one since. 2nd down and 10.
And he doesn't want to either.
Tony Fisher in the backfield. Fisher takes the toss. And Tony Fisher, who did yeoman work last week in relief of Green, off a Chad Clifton block, takes the ball into Ram territory. First down, 20-yard pickup.
Yeah, they had Nick Lucci out there in the wing. We talked about Mike Wall pulling earlier. That time it was the tackle, Chad Clifton. Watch number 76 right here. He's going to pull, and he's going to lead. Lucci gets the block out there. Clifton gets the block right there, and no one even touches Fisher. I mean, block, block, block. No one until right here.
Fisher again. Tony to the 30-yard line. Green Bay offensive line paving the way tonight. 165 yards on the ground and a terrific 7.8 yards per carry.
Yeah, and that's, again, as you just mentioned, that's without Amon Green, which is very, very big, because the Packers didn't want to come into this game and not run. They didn't want to be one-dimensional or make themselves one-dimensional, and they sure haven't.
And that's caught. That's Donald Driver in traffic, makes the catch, picks up a few more, takes it to the 17. Butler makes the tackle.
You see Brett Favre on that play? That's typical Brett Favre. Look left, nothing out there, come back and throw it to the right. I mean, that's the way you play in the playground. I mean, you get out there and you pump to the left to get him out there. Watch him. Look to the left, pump to the left, then turn back and come back and throw it out there to the right. And he loves that. When he gives a pump, because he has such big, strong hands, he gives a full-blown pump.
200 yards through the air for Favre tonight. Now on the ground, this is Najee Davenport chugging his way for a gain of about 3. Brett Favre, little montage through the years. 11 years ago and 8 years ago. Winning a Super Bowl. braces 4 years ago. Last season, a little bit of growth. Deanna enjoying every moment. 2nd down and 7 from the 15-yard line. Favre again, and that one may have been tipped and caught by William Henderson. And Henderson is taken down at the 16-yard line.
You know, you just think of all the memories that that he's given not only these Green Bay Packer fans, but fans all over the country. I mean, I think that like in football, Brett Favre's a guy. I mean, like Michael Jordan was in basketball, and don't you feel that he's that guy in football? Well,
we've talked about it. I mean, he's really the face of the National Football League. He's everything the NFL wants to be perceived as. 3rd down and 7 from the 15-yard line. He's going to run it. Ooh, and he just comes up a little short of the first down as Antoine Edwards, one-time Packer, came over from Miami recently, makes the stop.
And he's upset. He wanted that first down. There's no way that he wanted to give up that play and have to kick a field goal here. They're going to do it, though. And we talk about a competitor, competing all the time, going all the time. He knows there's no way he can go feet first. He can't give himself up. He has to get the ball out there. He has to try and make the first down. He makes a move there, tries to get the ball over the first down marker and doesn't.
27-yard attempt now. Ryan Longwell with 8.5 to go in the 4th. Will make it a 2-touchdown game as the Green Bay Packers extend their advantage. It's the Packers 31 and the Rams 17.
We should take a picture. Come on, everybody get around the tree, okay? Say cheese.
Take Grandma's hint. She wants a digital camera from Staples. And we make it easy with top brands, trained associates, and everything you need to bring your pictures to life.
Oh, get one with me and the dog. Just push here.
Staples. That was easy.
My dad calls it being spontaneous. We jump in our new Nissan Pathfinder and go. We see trees, mountains, and lakes. We sing corny songs. I really like motorcycles. I love our new Pathfinder. Ever since we got it, we do a lot of this spontaneous stuff.
The new 7-passenger, 270-horsepower Nissan Pathfinder. Lease the new 7-passenger Nissan Pathfinder at the special introductory rate.
Hey, I'm Jared. Do you know that McDonald's commercial that says, "Stay away from my chicken selects"? Well, actually, that's good advice, because a 5-piece chicken selects has 33 grams of fat. 33. You want chicken? Try a 6-inch sweet onion chicken teriyaki sub at Subway restaurants. It has 5 grams of fat. 33 grams of fat? I'm definitely staying away. Subway, eat fresh.
Wednesday.
What is it?
He was trying to hurt my baby.
It's never too late to get lost.
We gotta find out who did this to her.
Because this is only the beginning.
What is it?
An all-new Lost. Wednesday, 8/7 Central. Only on ABC.
When they refurbished Lambeau Field, they built this atrium. It's become very popular. People get married there. Parties there. You have bar mitzvahs there. I mean, you name it. They have it there. They can handle hundreds of people.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised yesterday when we came over here to visit with Mike Sherman, and I looked at the crowd down there and I said, "What's going on down there?" And they said, "Nothing. It's just open. It's like a shopping mall."
Great tourist attraction. So Aeneas Williams pinched nerve, and he appears to be done for the night. He was on the Rams bench as Arlen Harris brings it back to the 37-yard line. So Mark Bulger and the gang going back to work. Favre has 3 touchdown passes tonight. And Green Bay is on top by 14 its lead. Arizona only 2 back despite losing again. So they're 4-7 are the Cardinals in what right now would have to be the weakest division in the league. But somebody's going to win it and somebody's going to go to the playoffs from it.
I guess the 49ers are out of it. Huh?
I think so. Wow. What a disaster that's turning out to be. as Bruce makes the catch. And Bruce takes it to the 30-yard line where he's taken down by Michael Hawthorne. That's a 33-yard gain. So Bulger and the gang, and of course it's the Rams, and you know they can strike and they're not out of it.
Right, and you're going to see him in the slot here. And again, you have a bump there, and he does that short out and up, and there's a safety over here. So he hits him over the corner and in front of the safety. That's one of those, you know, double coverage types of things where you have the guy tight, then you have a guy over the top, and Bulger hit him right between the two.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line, halfway through the 4th quarter. Dump shovel. Falk. John, the Rams have been here before against Seattle in October. Down by 17 with less than 6 minutes to play. Got the win in overtime.
Yeah, so they know they can do it, and I think the Packers have the feeling they can do it. You would just think that they would start their no huddle stuff now. I would speed up the tempo a little now and not let the Packers get set.
Right, because they have only one timeout plus the 2-minute warning. Meanwhile, Bulger 402 yards tonight. That's like Davenport sneaked up to 100. Bulger 400 yards.
Well, it seems like he's been out there all night.
Yeah, it's true. He's thrown 46 passes. Flag is down. Bulger has the ball stripped away. Rams recover. Cledius Hunt was able to strip it. 97. Rams get it. And let's see about the penalty.
I think it's against the Rams, and I think it's against Torrey Holt. I think he was going forward before the ball was snapped.
That would be the 3rd time.
The fumble was recovered by St. Louis. Illegal motion, offense. This penalty is declined. The result of the play, 3rd down.
Big play by Newton to recover.
And again, I think Torrey Holt's having a little problem with concentration. I mean, some of these things that are happening to him, you know, shouldn't be happening. As you say, that's the 3rd time he's had that type of problem.
3rd time it's a line of scrimmage call. That's going to make it 3rd down and 17. Bulger slings it, and that's incomplete. Short pass intended for Holt, covered by Michael Hawthorne. 4th and 17, and they're really outdoors, out of field goal range here. I mean, Wilkins is good, and the field goal isn't going to do you that much good anyway. Still would leave you with a 2-possession deficit.
Yeah, Bulger didn't have a chance on that one. He had 2 of his receivers run into each other, and this is where he was trying to throw it. And he sees that collision there, and that's why he had to. I think he just kind of threw that one away. Torrey Holt got up and said, "Where in the heck were you going?"
So now the Rams are going to punt, and that means it's Kevin Stempke, the native of Green Bay, making his NFL debut. Low floater. Fair caught at the 16-yard line by Antonio Chapman. 6:15 remaining in regulation, and the Green Bay Packers have the football and a 31-17 lead at Lambeau Field.
A shift has been made, and better stories will be told. A shift has been made, and hardcore just got harder. Core. A shift has been made, and taking 8 camping is only a problem for the tent. A shift has been made, and the concrete jungle is finally tamed. A shift has been made. And when you think adventure, on-road or off, think Nissan.
You know, I think I'd marry you again. All these people as witnesses?
Yeah, right. Mom? Dad?
Lisa, will you marry me? Again.
Christmas, give her a piece of eternity.
In only 6 days, an extraordinary television event for your entire family.
Time ain't what you think it is. Neither is dying.
Emmy winner Michael Imperioli is just one of Mitch Albom's The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. Sunday, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
That's the NFC North as of the moment. Vikings are 7-4. Green Bay with a win would go to 7-4, and Green Bay would own the tiebreaker by virtue of their head-to-head win over Minnesota. And those two teams will meet again on Christmas Eve in Minneapolis. Green Bay right now trying to use the clock with some effectiveness. 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Najee Davenport to the 19, and it really is important for the Rams to hold him to a 3-and-out because they're down by 2 touchdowns and they only have that 1 timeout. They had to burn 2 here in the second half.
I think Torrey Holt's still trying to figure out what happened on that pattern where he was running and he got knocked off by his own guy, and Mark Bulger's probably asking the same question. And then after they get to that, then they get, okay, what are we going to do the next time we get the ball?
Knocked off by Sean McDonald on that play. So Favre taking the play clock all the way down to the nub. 2nd down and 7 from the 18-yard line. And that'll be a 1st down as Ferguson moves it out to the 30, and that'll chew up more clock. Flag. End of the play at the 36-yard line. Favre indicating against the Rams.
You can't give that kind of cushion to a Brett Favre. I'll guarantee you he is going to see it.
Grabbing the face mask, defense, 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. 1st down.
'Tis true. You know, you wonder, like on Thursday, are they in bed? They have like 104-degree temperature. Somebody should do a follow-up report on those guys. You always see them. And then what happens to them like 48 hours later? Do you miss school? Are you out for 2 weeks?
You miss life. I mean, are you even around anywhere tomorrow? What do you think those things around their necks do for them?
They hold the old Taylor. Najee Davenport gets up to the 48-yard line and beyond.
You know, they always use the word that running back has gashed defenses. Najee Davenport has really gashed this Ram defense. I mean, these are huge holes, and they're all the same type of thing. See, the line is slanting this way. They kick out on this side, and then Najee Davenport has that hole there. It seems like, I don't know what the Rams are slanting for, why they just don't play straight up, because what are they going to take away by slanting? The Packers running game has just been taking advantage of their slant.
And Davenport is averaging a sparkling 8 yards per carry, which is twice what the general league average would be. Year after year, it's about 4.1. Here's Davenport again, and here's Michelle again.
Well, Al, you guys were talking about the respect everyone has for Brett Favre, that he's the face of the NFL, and I don't even think his opponents would argue with you there. Torrey Holt told me coming into the week he'd be watching Favre tonight. Now, I'm not sure Torrey is tonight, but he said everyone should watch Favre. You never know what he's going to do with the football. It's always a treat. And Aeneas Williams, who came into the league the same year as Favre, said when he sees Favre on tape this season, Favre looks 6 or 7 years younger. Of his streak, he said it's absolutely phenomenal. And both of these guys said they've never, ever heard another player in this league say anything negative about Brett Favre, Al.
2nd down and 8. Brett now flipping it back to Fisher. You know, you look at some of the other streaks. Remember, Ron Jaworski had the streak, 116 games. So Brett Favre has exceeded that by 84. Which is the equivalent of more than 5 full seasons. In baseball, only 2 guys have played in more consecutive games in baseball at the moment than Favre has. And here's Brett tonight, a little capsule look at his evening. Flashbulbs popping as he came out. 3rd all-time in pass attempts. Breaks his tie with Marino in that category. 20 or more TD passes. 36 straight with a touchdown pass. 11 shy of Johnny Unitas, but you compare him to some of these other guys in other sports. 3rd and 6, and that's Javon Walker. Talking about baseball, only 2 guys right now in baseball, Miguel Tejada of the Orioles and Juan Pierre of the Florida Marlins are the only guys over 200. What about the NBA? Gary Payton now with the Celtics and playing for Doc Rivers. Kevin Garnett, Timberwolves, Bruce Bowen of the Spurs are the only guys in that category. And Favre just keeps on rolling. It's 4th down and 1 here, and he's going to take the clock all the way down to the 2-minute warning. And the Rams will be left with just one timeout. And that was almost perfect because the play clock was set at 40. The play ended at about 2:40. And they're 120 seconds away from regaining first place.
This holiday season, come to Lowe's, where there are thousands of unique gifts, so you'll find something for everyone. Like this new straight line intersect laser level, which shoots an accurate 90-degree angle on walls and floors. Or this Firestorm 24-volt cordless hammer drill, powerful enough to drill through concrete, and it's only at Lowe's. Or give a Lowe's gift card and let them decide. And Lowe's low price guarantee means you can't buy it for less anywhere. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Yeah. Can't beat me, man. Oh. Yo, Quincy.
Number 2. What's up, man?
Why don't you bring out that weed, man?
It's gone. What?
If you know your kid has been smoking pot, find a way to take action. Get tough, get creative, just get through.
Wendy's founder, Dave Thomas, spent a lot of time talking to customers, so he knew you had a passion for hot and spicy. And that's why Wendy's brought it back. Our Wild Mountain Chicken Sandwich with Wendy's spicy chicken filet and its fiery blend of peppers and spices, made even spicier with a hot and smoky Southwestern pepper sauce and topped with Colby Jack cheese and bacon. It's the way Dave would have done it. So what are you waiting for? Wendy's. It's better here. Wendy's pickup window is open till midnight or later.
How do you keep a house with 11 NFL athletes looking good? You put the guys in NFL team apparel.
Saturday night, Colorado battles Oklahoma for the Big 12 championship.
Coming up next will be the Autotrader.com postgame show. We've reached the 2-minute warning. Green Bay on the last play, and right now it's going to be 4th down. Green Bay has just challenged, which you can do even at the 2-minute warning. Once you're inside, you can. It's upstairs, and they're challenging the spot on the last play. They think they didn't get the spot they should have, so Mike Sherman figures, let's take a peek at this. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen?
Yeah, I'd like to say that Mike Sherman has done an excellent job of mixing up his play calling tonight. You know that since he's been calling plays, and that was right after the Tennessee game, if the Packers win tonight, his record is 6-0 as a play caller. I don't know where that would be close to anything.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Anyway, you know he's had great mixture. They've run the ball 27 times, and they've been productive for 191 yards, and they passed 27 times for 215 yards. I think when you talk about and look at offensive balance, they've really had it tonight.
And he's done it without Amon Green, who next to Favre would be his most valuable offensive player. So they've done it as Walker gets taken down, and it's going to be 4th down when we come back, or when Tony Corrente comes out from under the hood. Sherman took over that play calling, and a lot of it had to do, and the timing was interesting because Tom Rossley, the offensive coordinator, who had been calling the plays, had an angioplasty the week after the Tennessee game, but there were some murmurings before that maybe Mike would go back, and Mike's pedigree, of course, is on offense, to go back to play calling. He kind of poo-poos that. He said, no, you know, with Tom's condition, I thought it was good for me to come back in. But in any event, I mean, how do you not call the plays now if you're undefeated?
Right, and you have to, and it's been helpful. I talked to Brett Favre about it, and he said they're the same plays. They didn't change any plays, but
after
the timing is different.
The ruling on the field stands. It'll be 4th down and 1. Green Bay will be charged with a timeout.
So Green Bay has 2. They'll try to convert here. There's Tom Rossley upstairs. And the offensive coordinator will look down now and observe a 4th down play. Green Bay can, with a conversion here, just about write a finish because the Rams have only 1 timeout remaining. And Najee Davenport will get the 1st down, and he is inside the 20, and he will get the touchdown. $40 yards on 4th and 1, and 178 yards on the ground for Najee Davenport.
We used the words Najee Davenport gashing the defense. He gashed him again there on 4th and 1. He's been doing the running. The offensive line has been doing an excellent job of blocking, and his fullback, William Henderson, has made some big blocks tonight.
Well, they draft Davenport. They've got Green at 218 pounds, and they've got Davenport close to 250 for a change of pace. And with Green out tonight, Davenport has a career night. Longwell for the extra point, and Green Bay leads by 21.
Let's watch it again. This time it's Nick Lucci, number 22, and the left guard, number 68, Mike Wall. Watch the kick out there. Watch Mike Wall and the job that they do there. That is gashing a defense. Rich Cody's the only guy that could make the tackle, and he misses it. You get a 245-pound running back running square through holes like that, he is going to gain a lot of yards.
So, John, we've got to deal with a horse trailer. You got two ways to look at it. I mean, Favre does something tonight that nobody ever thought was possible, start 200 consecutive games. Davenport from the wings, 178 yards on the ground. So I guess, you know, with Brett, it might have to supersede it. I don't know what we do, but if you put Brett on the trailer, what do you do with Davenport? On the pony trailer?
Yeah, I don't know, because here's what I know. I'm down in the parking lot before the game having a brat, not bothering anyone standing there. Some fan yells at me, just put Brett Favre on the horse trailer right now because you know you're going to anyway. So I said, okay, I'm eating a brat. See, and I look up at the guy and say, okay, you got a deal. He's on the horse trailer. So I think that was done before we even started.
So this is like an election in Ukraine, then. In other words, it was predetermined, and now we'll have to go back and look at it again?
It wasn't just one fan. It was the masses. They're kind of like all up there, meeting the brat like this. I say, okay, you got it. So we kind of committed ourselves before this thing started.
Before the game, Arlen Harris. Flag is thrown, and we can tell you that Monday Night Football is being brought to you by Wendy's Wild Mountain Chicken and Bacon Cheeseburger. It's better here. Lowe's, where you'll find all your home improvement needs. Lowe's, improving home improvement. And Nissan, everything we touch, we shift. And everything we shift, we try to make better. So, John, what do you think? Do we need election reform then? If people are going to start putting guys on the horse trailer before the game, do we need some sort of reform? I mean, there's a lot of soft money coming in here, is the way I look at it.
It's only soft money in Green Bay, though. They can't do it. I mean, if someone else, like if you think you can do it in Seattle, you think you can do it in Tennessee, you think you can do it in Miami, no, you can't do it. In Green Bay, anything goes. It's okay. We'll take the soft money deal.
All right. I'll go for that.
Makes sense to me.
Oh, yeah, especially with Brett Favre.
Especially after a brat or two.
What'd you wash it down with?
Nothing. I just let it sink. But the masses are staying here, too. I mean, these are the same people that were yelling that they wanted Brett Favre. You know, it's 200 consecutive games. They wanted him on the trailer, like at 7 o'clock tonight.
So Brett will go on the trailer.
Offside, defense, unabated to the quarterback, 5-yard penalty, repeat, remains first down.
1st and 5. Brett looking up at his wife after another Green Bay victory here. Deanna, as she always is, at Lambeau Field upstairs. And going home happy once again. This will be his 82nd home win in 100 home games. Some of those played in Milwaukee when Green Bay played there. It'll be 2nd down and 5. You know, but for Davenport, what do? Do we maybe, can we put a picture of Davenport like on the hood for a week?
No, no.
Okay.
Davenport will have another day. I mean, he'll have his day. Brett Favre's going to have another day too. I don't think he's going anywhere either. But Davenport will understand this one. That when a guy does something that is so exceptional, like Brett Favre has done with 200 consecutive games, I don't think that he has to share anything on that night.
Well, Brett tonight, 3 touchdown passes, and once again wasn't sacked, and that pass is juggled, not caught. Torrey Holt was out of bounds. He was on the stripe.
I think Al Harris has done a heck of a job too.
There's Brett. We talked about 200 games, so that includes tonight. He will be 82 and 18. Of course, most of those here, a few of those in Milwaukee before they stop playing a couple of games a season in Milwaukee, and 50 and 50 on the road.
The fans are down below yelling horse trailer, horse trailer.
Yeah.
Keep your promise.
3rd and 5 from the 19-yard line. And it's Isaac Bruce. Stat padding time. Isaac's had a nice night tonight in terms of the numbers. 8 grabs, 159 yards, 1 touchdown. Well, the Rams now find themselves under 500. Next week, they'll get the 49ers in St. Louis. And next week, as McDonald makes the catch and goes out of bounds, next week, Green Bay goes to Philadelphia.
Now that's going to be a tough one, and you wonder if they'll have Ahman Green back for that one, or maybe that's the reason they decided to hold Ahman Green out this time.
10-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
That's the benefit of holding Ahman Green out tonight. I mean, you rest them, you're going to get a victory anyway. Davenport, a coming of age night for him. I mean, it's all good now for Mike Sherman.
Right, and you know one thing, that you can run the ball against that Eagle defense. So I don't know that Mike Sherman was thinking that, but I don't believe that Mike Sherman all week ever thought that Ahman Green was going to play tonight.
From the 23-yard line. And that's Bruce making the catch over the middle, losing the ball. Picked up by Michael Hawthorne. And Hawthorne will go to the end zone for the touchdown. And Isaac Bruce not only had the ball taken away for a second time, but he's on all fours at the 35-yard line. And there's a flag down. Was he down?
Oh, yeah. Well, the ball is coming out as his left knee hits.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, unnecessary celebration. Green Bay, this 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Well, that's about as bad as it can get for Bruce. You lose the ball, your leg gets contorted, you limp off the field, the other team scores a touchdown, and it's 26 degrees. That's a bad sequence. And the way Bruce is going off the field, that may be the next Rams' concern.
I think Sharper got Bruce before that ball got there. He was coming across, and I think Darren Sharper clotheslined him.
Yeah, and his leg was contorted as he went down as well. Longwell will pick the extra point. The Packers tonight have run back 2 fumbles for touchdowns, and they've been the bookends, the first touchdown and presumably the last touchdown. Let's go to Michelle.
Well, Al, we've been watching Brett Favre on this incredible night and seeing shots of his wife Deanna fighting the breast cancer. The two have been together since high school. And when I talked to her on the phone tonight before the game about this streak of 200 wins, she said, yes, it's incredible. Most people look at it as 200 games, she said. I know the heartache the physical, mental, psychological, emotional drain that he goes through every single week. That's what I see. But she said what's even more meaningful to her is the strides he's made, the tremendous strides, she said, as a human being. She said, he's become the family man we all knew he could be. That is so far more important to me. He's a better husband, a better father than he's ever been, and those are the things that are important to me. She said, I know the trophies are there, I know he's got the ring, but I don't notice those things. I know Brett, the guy, and that's the most important thing to me at this point, not the streak. Al?
There's so many things about Brett Favre. I was on the field before the game. You know, Vince Tobin, who used to coach the Arizona Cardinals, longtime member of the Bears organization. Very big with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. They do great work with kids who are ill, and he says, you know, you'll bring a kid out here every week, and it's not that Brett goes through any cursory thing. I mean, he embraces the child, spends a lot of time with him, doesn't want any publicity about it, but you know, he's a guy. Look, you know what he is? He's a guy with a big heart.
Yeah, I saw him do that on Saturday, Al. He went over, and there were some Make-A-Wish kids there. He went over and by himself and spent quality time with them, and you know, talked to him and asked him questions and went back and forth. It just wasn't the cursory walk-by autograph. I mean, he really gave of himself to those kids.
And we've been talking about Brett. We have, you know, through the years and what he is, and the one demon when he was addicted to painkillers and he was on Vicodin and all that. And he confronted that head on, got the help he needed for that. Overcame that, and on he goes.
I think those are the things that Deanna was telling Michelle about. You know, that I mean, he's a real man. He's a husband. He's a father. He's all those things now, in addition to being a great quarterback.
And now the Packers are doing nothing but putting big exclamation points on this one. Kabir Bajia-Biamila with a sack. They run back 2 fumbles for touchdowns. They're on their way to their 6th consecutive win, and what a difference a few weeks makes. We walked out of here after Tennessee had killed them on October 11th, and tonight the Green Bay Packers are on top of the NFC North.
And I think Bajia-Biamila has been a guy that has played a lot better since that time. He's playing more, not dropping as much.
Flag is thrown. This is Steven Jackson. And on the other side of the coin, John, I mean, the Rams, you still don't know what they are at this point in the season.
No, you know, they can look very, very good, and on the next play, they can look very, very bad.
Defense number 91. This penalties decline. The result for the play, first down.
And there seems to be very little middle, and I think the middle would be where consistency would be.
So they're still in the race, despite being under 500. They get the 49ers. Then they're at Carolina. They're at Arizona. And they end the season with Philadelphia on a Monday night and the Jets at home.
Yeah, but if they're going to really be in the race and be a true playoff team and those things, they have to turn this thing around. Yeah. I mean, they're going to have to start eliminating some of the dumb things they do.
Well, Mike Martz last week said his offensive line was pitiful. The special teams were revolting. He wasn't mincing words, and he won't next week either.
You know, he's tried that for a couple of weeks, and none of that stuff has worked.
And that pass is incomplete, and that'll write a finish to this one. In Green Bay, Brett Favre, 3 touchdown passes. Najee Davenport, 178 yards on the ground. Packers have won 6 straight. 7-4 are the Green Bay Packers. Mike Martz's team goes back to St. Louis for the mark of 5-6. Green Bay wins it 45-17, and stick around now because coming up next, the Autotrader.com post-game show when we come back to Lambeau Field.
I need a car. No, a convertible, a red one with under 15,000 miles.
Autotrader.com. With 2 million new or used cars, you can find the one you really want. And with millions of shoppers, you can sell the one you already have. It's the ultimate automotive classified site. Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
My brother. He may be the famous Kringle.
Steven,
but he's always had help. I could never compete. Well, now I've got some helpers of my own, and they don't smell like reindeer.
Well, he's been good.
Big screen good or plasma good?
Big screen good. There's only one Kris Kringle. For the rest of us, there's Best Buy.
A detective with a grudge
Open the door, I'm gonna break it down.
becomes a prime suspect for a cold-blooded murder.
Tell me you didn't use that gun to kill this guy.
You think I would actually do something like that?
Tell me you didn't.
All new NYPD Blue, Tuesday, 10/9 Central, only on ABC.
Welcome to the Autotrader.com postgame show. Here now, Al Michaels.
Half dozen wins in a row for the Green Bay Packers tonight, 45-17. And it got started defensively as Mark Bulger completed this pass to Isaac Bruce, but the ball was taken away and picked up by Carroll, who goes 40 yards for his first career touchdown. Make it 7-0, and then Bubba Franks caught this TD pass to make it 14-3. And Green Bay got on the board again on a 10-yard pass to Javon Walker. It was 21-3. But St. Louis got back into it at the end of the first half. This drive culminating on the Bulger to Bruce play, so it was 21-10. But then in the third period, Donald Driver took this 16-yard pass from Favre to make the score 28-10. Back came the Rams, though. Marshall Faulk on this little swing pass, a nice move to make it an 11-point game. But then after a Longwell field goal, this was the coup de grace as Najee Davenport picked up 178 yards tonight, 40 on this touchdown run here, and the Green Bay Packers win it going away 45-17. Najee Davenport down on the field with Michelle.
Najee Davenport, his first career start, 178 yards and a touchdown. You told me before the game both your hamstrings were sore, especially the right. How did you overcome that to have this kind of performance?
It's just determination. You know, this is a big night for me, a big night for the team. You know, we're still in the playoff race, and we needed a win tonight. We went down to St. Louis last year, and they kind of handed it to us, you know. And we always talk about bringing them back to Lambeau, and we got them. We just had to make the best of this opportunity.
Big night, sixth straight win for this team. When you guys were 1-4, how did you get it together and rebound to roll off 6 wins and get right back in it?
We always had, we had a lot of faith in ourselves. A lot of people on the outside kind of turned their backs on us earlier. And you got to remember, we got number 4 under the center, so anything is capable, anything is possible. And we just realized it was time to wake up, and we, like you said, turned it around.
Speaking of number 4, Brett Favre, his 200th straight regular season start, a Cal Ripken-esque kind of streak going. What kind of an impact did that have on the rest of the teammates tonight?
Is anytime you can get like a day named after you in the state of Wisconsin, you know, it's Brett Favre. It's like an unbelievable guy. I'm honored to play with him. You know, who knows how long he's gonna be around, but I'm honored to do the 3 years I did with him. And he jokes. He's like, even though he's old, we call him old man, he got a young in heart and young in spirit. You know, you hear some of the stuff Brett Favre saying, you know, so, or rap or whatever. He's just an unbelievable guy.
Congratulations on the win and the great performance.
All right, thank you.
All right, back up to you, Al.
All right, thank you, Michelle. And as far as Monday night wins are concerned, most wins on this package for a starting quarterback. Dan Marino still on top, but Favre is chasing him. He's only 3 back. Steve Young was 16. Again, good balance tonight, running and passing for the Green Bay Packers. 231 on the ground, 215 through the air, and there are the final numbers, the ones that count. 45-17. The Packers win it. Next week, we go to Seattle. The Seahawks hosting the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Your late local news is next, followed by Nightline over most of these ABC stations. Packers winning at Lambeau. Al Michaels, John Madden, and Michelle Tafoya for our entire ABC crew saying good night from Green Bay.
ABC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
Time ain't what you think it is. Neither is dying.
In 6 days, ABC presents one of the most extraordinary events of the season.
This is the story of a man named Eddie who lived and died
and would one day himself share the secret of heaven, that each life affects the other.
From the best-selling novel comes an unforgettable world premiere.
We are all connected.
I'm a soldier!
One of these days.
Thank you.
Life has to end, Eddie. Love doesn't.
Oscar winner Jon Voight, Oscar winner Ellen Burstyn, Emmy winner Michael Imperioli, and Jeff Daniels. Mitch Albom's The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. Sunday, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
Good evening, I'm Ron Majors.
And I'm Kathy Brock. Coming up next, the governor vows big changes following an I-team investigation that uncovered apparent misconduct within his security unit.
Also, a near record year for bank robberies. The FBI asks for help solving one caught on tape.
The Merchandise Mart all decked out for the holidays tonight, but Jerry says tomorrow it may be covered in snow.
And the Bears' new quarterback, the one no other team wanted.
Jalen firing, scores from outside. He caught it and jumped it. Oh, my.
All right, cheerleaders, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah. Not for me, all right?
Come on, man.
I'm good.
Come on, have a beer, bro. There's plenty here. Give me a glass, man. Not for you. Want to drink some beer? Huh?
I'm saving myself.
What does that mean?
I found flavor and smoothness. I'm not going to throw all that away just for some common...
There you go. Sorry about the wait.
Thanks. Pictures like that are a dime a dozen. Someday you guys will understand.
Get ready for winter with supplies from Menards. Get power when you need it with a Peak Portable Jump Starter, only $49.95. Peak antifreeze with added corrosion protection is $4.98 after a $1.50 rebate. Be ready for anything with this 20-piece Crescent socket set that includes bonus hex key sets is only $9.97 after $10 rebate. Menards has everything you need and more.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Okay, open.
Just slip a sable under the tree for me.
It's great, right? Honey?
Sometimes the best part of giving is the thank you you'll be receiving. The Unwrap a Jaguar holiday sales event is on now. Visit your Chicagoland Jaguar dealer.
Buying a new TV should be fun. So why do some places make it so hard to choose? To understand? Well, at Tweeter, they've got people who know today's TVs inside and out, who can help you sort out your options and set up your system, who can make sure you actually enjoy your investment. At Tweeter, they've got the people who can simplify your life and the power to untangle your mind.
McRib is back for $1.99.
This is ABC 7 News at 10, Chicago's #1 news.
Governor Rod Blagojevich says he's ready to make big changes in his state police bodyguard unit. His promise comes 10 days after the ABC 7 I-team reported on apparent misconduct and negligence by some officers in that security unit. Good evening. Although the governor first refused our request for interviews about the matter, tonight he says he'll make significant reforms.
The governor now says that immediately after our I-team report, he ordered a full review of the State Police Executive Protection Unit. ABC 7's Chuck Gowdy has our report.
I-Team reports uncovered Blagojevich bodyguards in high-speed accidents, misusing state vehicles, performing personal errands, allowing a police gun to be stolen, and blocking out-of-state roads so the governor's convoy could move quickly. As we reported, most of the highly trained, seasoned bodyguards assigned to the state police detail were replaced since Blagojevich took office. Critics claim by less experienced police. Tonight, Governor Blagojevich is promising another changing of the guard, maintaining that he is assessing security for other states' governors with the goal to reduce the size of his detail, improve training and professionalism, with the help of outside experts and a strengthened code of conduct.
I called up the governor and I told him that I think that the whole thing needs to be reviewed and reformed. I think he agrees.
Lieutenant Governor Quinn has declined state police protection even though he is entitled to it. Governor Blagojevich has assumed the guards who would have been on Quinn. The governor has 38 bodyguards who work 3 shifts, 24 hours a day. Frequently, an additional uniformed state trooper is pulled from Chicago patrol duty to park in front of the governor's home overnight.
Having large entourages of security that are unnecessary is not a proper use of taxpayers' money, and the public needs to be protected as well. The taxpayers don't want to spend excessive amounts of money on bodyguards.
Quinn has already asked Orland Park Police Chief Tim McCarthy if he would help overhaul the unit, and McCarthy has agreed. McCarthy is the Secret Service agent who took a bullet during the attempted assassination of President Ronald Reagan in 1981.
We're blessed to have him in Illinois, and having such a good person in our midst, I think we should use his talents.
In the wake of the I-Team reports, Illinois State Police opened an internal investigation targeting official misconduct by executive protection supervisors and officers. Tonight, State Treasurer Judy Bart Topinka, Illinois' top Republican, says there should be an independent investigation outside of the state police. The governor's office is promising to announce shortly what is now described as significant changes and reforms to the Executive Protection Unit. Chuck Gowdy, ABC 7 News.
And a state police spokesperson says the investigation should be complete within a month.
And a breaking story tonight out of South suburban Harvey. There's been a triple homicide there. Police were called to a home at 151st and Marshfield just after 10 o'clock tonight. They tell us they found 3 bodies inside. Won't tell us who the victims are or how they were killed, but we were led to believe they are searching for a suspect. We'll have more on this story on our news beginning at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. The Chicago area could see a new record this year for the number of bank robberies. After several years of declines, bank robberies are up this year. As ABC 7's John Garcia reports, not only are there more robberies, the bandits seem to be more daring.
This is one of the most brazen bank robbers investigators have encountered in recent years. A man with no mask, not even a hat or sunglasses, gives the teller a note saying he has a gun and demanding cash. It happened at the Bank One branch at Lake and Dearborn, and security cameras recorded everything.
In my years of doing this, I think these are probably the best photographs I've ever seen of a suspect.
The FBI is hoping someone will recognize the picture and come forward. This was the latest in a growing trend. In 2003, there were 151 bank robberies in the area. This year so far, there have been 165, just 30 short of the all-time record in 1995 of 195. Experts say a number of factors are involved, including a poor economy. But while the FBI estimates as many as a third of the bank robberies locally are done by so-called professionals, most are not.
By and large, we're talking about amateurs who are driven by impulse for quick cash.
Experts say another problem is the increase in branches that are more convenient for customers. They're also potentially easier targets for criminals. But according to the FBI, criminals usually come away with little more than a couple $1,000s in cash.
Bank robbery is probably one of the stupidest crimes you could possibly do.
The penalties for bank robbery are stiff. If there's a weapon involved, it means at least 10 years in a federal prison. And so far this year, the FBI says they've arrested suspects in more than half of the robberies in Chicago. In the Loop, John Garcia, ABC 7 News.
And the FBI says they usually see an increase in bank robberies near the end of the year and the holidays.
A 14-year-old boy tonight accused of stabbing another student at his school in the south suburbs. Police say that it happened after an argument at Thornton Township High in Harvey. The 17-year-old victim in serious condition tonight. The 14-year-old suspect was taken into police custody. His mother says that her son is a special ed student who'd been bullied by the boy who was stabbed.
The boy slapped my son today at school, and my son just, I guess, he just act out.
Is it a defense? Absolutely not. I think that when children are involved in bullying, that the school should be notified.
The 14-year-old suspect at this point has not been charged.
A male nurse from Naperville faces charges tonight for alleged sexual abuse. 37-year-old Marcelino Abril was arrested yesterday after police received reports of sex abuse at his home.